has cleared the tower. Every 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to another podcast. My name is Karit Paul, also known as Lucio.
My name is
I'm your
Richie,
host,
also
and
known as Piglet.
Richie Piglet. That's right. Welcome to another podcast. Today we have a good and serious topic to talk about, since it's not really talked about that much as it should. Unfortunately, we still live in a world where we barely talk about that still.
It's getting better, though.
It's getting better.
It's getting better, yeah.
But first of all, we have some news, and we're gonna start. We're gonna start with the most, well, I guess, not really that surprising ones. What do you think, Richie? Should we start as like the less worrying ones, and then we'll go up, or start with the big ones?
I think we should go up on this because this is a lot to talk about, actually.
Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. That's true. So first off, let's start with one of the softest one in my opinion, which it's about PlayStation and Xbox, or more Sony and Microsoft. So the CEO of PlayStation came to Europe personally just to talk about the new Microsoft acquisition, which is Activision, or Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
In case you don't know, you guys don't know who Activision and Blizzard are, I shall inform, because I know some of y'all are not inside the gamer community as much as I am. Because, you know, if you want to talk about games, it's with me. If you want to talk about, like, cinema, films, maybe a little bit of gaming, you can talk to Richie. He's the cinephile here, not me. But
the wannabe cinephile, you mean?
Yeah. Wannabe cinephile? No, I consider you like a mid-tier cinephile. In my
thank
opinion.
you. That was a pretty compliment. Keep going.
Like, I'm not gonna say you're like a big cinephile, right? You don't know every fucking movie that is bad on IMDb.
I'm an
right?
enthusiast. I'm only an enthusiast, but thank you.
To me, like, I'm an enthusiast of certain types of movies, but to me, I don't consider myself a cinephile because I'm not up to date to any movie of any genre that I like. So that automatically makes
horror?
you. Not even horror. There's not a lot of movies that I used to wait for the new Saw movies, but.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Never saw one, so yeah, you have one that I don't.
Yeah. I get it. I never saw one. Okay, so yeah, the CEO of PlayStation has been here in Europe, and he basically said that Microsoft, they're like being little crybabies, saying that they're not as worth as much as Sony is, which is true in a way. It's true, but let's not forget that Sony doesn't only make like consoles or exclusive games for their consoles. Like, they make a lot more. They make phones that are oriented to gaming on your phone.
Gaming, yeah.
They do gaming monitors, so it's pretty normal that they have a big, because Microsoft, not really. What does Microsoft has Xbox. What does Xbox have? Console and exclusives. That's it. Because Microsoft, the best thing that Microsoft can offer to like gamers, what is a fucking Windows Surface or whatever it's called, the laptop. It's not even good.
I think this is a pretty low blow from Sony, because Microsoft has the right to be competition, to be on level.
Of course, but that's not where.
But this is my opinion, yeah.
But this is not where it ends, because, you know, it could be just, you know, a little crybaby moment from Sony. I can understand that, but there's more to it, right? It involves like Xbox potentially not letting Sony consoles be like the PlayStation, not allow them to actually play like Call of Duty or Overwatch 2, you know, like things that you can play on a PlayStation now, but that could change in like 3 to 4 years because Xbox just bought Activision Blizzard and King, which is Candy Crush, but nobody gives a fuck about King.
My mom does, so watch out for what you say.
Talking about moms. Welcome, hello. This was a YouTube comment. But yeah, and Sony is very scared by the fact that Xbox now has the power to actually not make Call of Duty as playable in other consoles like it is now. Like, of course, you only have for Call of Duty, at least, I think. I don't think there's on Switch. It's impossible, right? But
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, there's like some titles that that are exclusive for some Nintendo consoles, which most of them are like gone now. But yeah, the problem with Sony is they're scared that Xbox will take off. I could talk about Overwatch, I could talk about Diablo, World of Warcraft, whatever, right? StarCraft, whatever. Good games. Candy Crush is here also. I don't know why. They shouldn't brag about it. But it's just a cash grab. They're scared more of the Call of Duty franchise because not only are they gonna lose money because of it, because, you know, one of the main reasons a lot of people buy a console is to play either Warzone, Call of Duty, Need for Speed, FIFA, you know, stuff like that.
But the thing is, on here, PlayStation also has exclusives that people prefer over buying an Xbox because of those games.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I think the hype is dying down a little bit. I think we already talked about this. Like, the hype about it is dying down, like the exclusives, because, you know, even though like there are still certain exclusives only available to PlayStation or Xbox, like for Xbox the Halo series, and PlayStation the Spider-Man, or, you know, stuff like that. But now that's actually kind of died down because most of those games now are available on PC, and I believe somewhere in the future will be like a game transfer to Xbox too. I truly believe that. But now with this move that Xbox made, I don't think PlayStation would actually do it now. Because let's not forget that Xbox is from Microsoft. Windows is also from Microsoft. And they could just straight up say, okay, so you're not going to let us play Call of Duty in our console, so we're not going to let you play most of our exclusives on Xbox and Windows, but it will be available to Mac, which is interesting. It would be
that would be a bold move. That would be a bold move.
A very bold move. I think, like, I'm 50-50 about it because they could lose money or gain it. Because I don't know, like PlayStation sometimes makes. It's rare to see like a PlayStation move that really staggers the income of Sony. I never seen it happen. I've seen it happen on phones. I've seen it happen on TVs. But in PlayStation, I never saw it because there's always that fan base that loves PlayStation and will only play PlayStation, right? So either if, you know, for example, me, I'm exclusively a PC player. I like some of the PlayStation games, like Gran Turismo, Tekken, although Tekken, I don't think it's exclusive to PlayStation. I don't know. Oh, it is because
actually,
Xbox.
I don't know. It is
because Xbox.
I think it is. Yes.
I think has Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah. So.
But do you think with this move they would allow you to play those games if they buy the company on the PC?
for example, like I said before, they could make a move like that. Like right now, they're putting a lot of PlayStation exclusive games on Steam. And Steam is not only compatible with Windows, but it's also compatible with Mac and sometimes Linux.
Yeah.
They could easily say, yeah, this is only going to be available to Macs and to Mac and Linux. I truly believe that. Mainly because Linux is gaining a little bit more traction too. It's a lot of other games and applications are getting even more compatibility with Linux, which I really like that, because in the future I'm thinking about changing to Linux, since Windows has a lot of shit. Like, too much shit that shouldn't even be in the operating system by itself. So to me, if I could change my Windows to another operating system, I would do it in like a snap of my fingers.
Do you think the Windows will be taking a page from Samsung and put ads on the operating system?
Ooh, I don't think they would do that. I think the thing is, they already do that with Windows 10, but that's just for certain applications in Windows 10. And they do indirect, it's not really ads, it's more like presenting a product that is available on the Microsoft Store, for example. They already do that, but they're not gonna allow like normal ads, like, you know, a fucking cleaning product ad or something like that. I don't think it's very unprofessional, mainly because Windows is not only focused on it's not mainly focused on like gamers and stuff like that. They're focused more on work environments, creative environments, although gaming is also one of the big things that they are turning into now, especially with Windows 10. No, it started with Windows 7. Then but they weren't taking it too seriously. But then when it went to Windows 10, they actually took it a little bit seriously, including the Xbox Game Bar, for example, compatibility with controllers, like plug-and-play controllers and stuff like that. I think that was a big innovation. So I don't see them directly showing ads. That makes sense. I don't. Not even, for example.
But I think that for business purposes, that wouldn't mind at all, because normally enterprises buy the products. Microsoft for Business. So I think for them, or for people that buy a certain tier of the operating system, that wouldn't be the case. But think of it like Netflix is doing now, but we'll get to that soon enough. If you could, for free, get Windows online, that will come with that feature. Would you think that's possible?
No, I don't.
Okay.
And I'll explain why. I can see where you're coming at, because ads has been a thing that a lot of people...
It's a great source of income. I don't blame them. It's a great source of income.
It is. And it's a consistent source of income too, without actually sacrificing. It's like, in a corporate vision, it would be a win-win situation, right?
Yeah, it's like buying a page from a magazine to put your ad on.
Exactly, yes. But I don't think an operating system would do that unless it was indie developers of like...
Okay.
A random...
That's fair.
Like, they pick up the source code for Windows 10 and then they make a gaming version. They probably would put ads because they don't have any revenue.
Yeah.
The thing is, most of the income that Microsoft receives, it's not from, like, it's not from Xbox. Like, they gain a lot. That's, like, the second biggest source of revenue, like Xbox and games exclusives and stuff like that. But their main focus is workstations. It's workstations. It's business. Why? Because they ask for more money to businesses, because they know that business need this, and they can just ask whatever the quantity they want, but at the same time...
Even the Office subscriptions.
Exactly.
The 365 subscriptions.
Yes.
They are very expensive. And for a whole enterprise to buy, like, a pack of 100 subscriptions, it's a lot of money.
That's why a lot of companies actually just pirate it, right? because it's such a simple program that you can get online easily.
Yeah. Or they get OpenOffice.
Yeah, OpenOffice, which is actually a good alternative, but like for big companies, big businesses, I don't see it working. But it's still a great. OpenOffice is like free to use and it's pretty good.
Now Office, the Microsoft one, is preferable because they have Microsoft Teams. With the pandemic, it became one of the most used apps.
Yes, and it has quality. I'm not gonna lie. Compared to other
Skype, for instance. Oh my God, Skype is the worst.
I remember Skype. I used to use a lot of Skype, but the thing is, Skype was good back in the days. You know?
Yeah, at the time, yeah.
But now it's just
it was one of the best.
Trash.
It replaced MSN, if you think of it.
They did. They tried, but it's not the same. It wasn't.
Yeah,
the same.
it's different. It's different.
But yeah, the thing is, until we actually start getting ads on operating systems and all of that, even if you got actually, let me rephrase this. That's only gonna happen. Getting ads on your operating systems. That's only gonna happen in like 20 to 30 years. I don't believe it's gonna be in the next 10. I don't believe it's gonna be in the next 15. I believe 20, 30 years, that's gonna be a thing.
Don't you think at the speed of the development in these types of apps, don't you think it's gonna be earlier? Like 10 years, for instance?
No, because we don't have... I don't think we have... like technology... We're living in a generational...
You okay?
Yeah, sorry. We're living in a generational...
right now.
Like, we're having a lot of growth when it comes to technology and stuff like that. And we're growing very quickly. The thing is, we are growing so quickly in some things that other things get left behind. And then you have to grow on that later on. And we're always going like, we're gonna do this first. And then when they can't go any farther than this, what they're gonna do is gonna wait for the other to actually reach the same point so they can like create a little bit of evolution again.
Yeah.
Like for example, virtual reality. And like 10 years. I'm gonna say 10 years. Actually, let me make sure because I don't wanna. The first introduction to a VR, a consumer-based VR headset, was Oculus Rift, right? Back in the day, it was almost like $700. You couldn't get it, and it was released in 2014. From then on, there's been Oculus Rift S, Oculus Quest, Oculus Quest 2. There's been an HP headset. There's been a Vive headset. There's been a lot of new headsets, and there's even more headsets that have been released. And it's only been what, like less than 10 years, 8 years, right?
Yeah, 6, 7 years, yeah.
And the problem with VR headsets is that they're releasing so much because they got the technology right? But it's still, there's a lot of things inside of a headset. For example, the Oculus Quest 2, when it came out during the pandemic, it was very good. Like, for the price that it is, it was very good. The thing is, there was not enough evolution on like screens of that certain resolution for your VR headset that could actually make the experience good in an accessible way, right? Because it was one of the headsets that was... It's probably still the best headset sold, right? But it's not in terms of quality, it's not the greatest, it's just accessible. And the
because
other
you can't just buy the headset, you have to upgrade your whole gaming experience to actually experience VR in a good quality.
Exactly. And not only that, like for example, the Quest 2, you can use it standalone, right? With only the headset, because the headset itself acts like
I didn't know that.
an Android.
know
Yeah, it's like you can still play certain stuff without using a computer, and that was like the first big thing about the Quest 2, right? Like no computer connection. That's amazing. In the end, it was shit. It was implemented very quickly. There were certain technologies that were still in development that they hadn't good growth, so there was a lot of bugs, a lot of fixes they had to do, and I'm mentioning this because this year there's gonna be a new Oculus. It's not even Oculus now; it's called Meta, because it was bought by Facebook.
Facebook, yeah.
And it's starting to look a little bit more like glasses, but it's still very bulky on the front. The technology has developed enough to actually make some changes, but in the next 10 years, I don't think, mainly because the Quest Pro is going to be more directed to like companies, right? Like for example, design, art, experiences, you know. It's gonna be more towards that, building like architecture. It's gonna be more towards that than something else.
Communication and marketing, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, and it's not gonna be available to the public yet. And it's probably only gonna be available to the public in the next 4 years. 3 to 4 years. And
but metaverse is so scary though.
It is scary.
It is very scary to think that in some years you're going to be living on your computer in another world, in another reality, whatever.
Believe it or not,
it's really scary.
Believe it or not, I am kind of excited.
I am not.
I am, of course, like a little bit.
We don't even know how to live in a real world. How are you going to move to another world? But this is true.
It is.
Crime still exists. People are still very, very fresh to the idea of someone having a different idea than you do.
Yes.
How are you going to populate an entire reality outside of this one and hope for the best? You can't. I have no hope for this project.
The only thing I like about VR is that right now there's already people that are gaining money from just being in VR. And normally our characters that they create, that turn a little bit famous, they become actors in virtual reality, they do shows, they do movies in virtual reality, like it was real life. It's like a second chance when it comes to life, right? So that's why I'm kind of excited to do that, because, for example, there's also strip clubs on VR. There's a lot of also like VR driving. There's like already like events where you can gain money, although it's a small amount of money. It's still enough money to live by, just by being in a virtual reality world, just by existing and doing those events and being like I said, it's creating a new life. And most of us are actually aching to have a new life because they feel like they don't have the opportunities or never actually thought about it that deeply until now. And VR gives them that capability of creating a new life where it could actually give good support in the real life. And that's what excites me about a VR. But the thing that I'm afraid with VR is cybersecurity. It's bullying, like in general. There's a lot of things that could go wrong in virtual reality. There's already scammers on virtual reality, and it's still such a new thing, and people are already doing that.
The question that's still in my head with all this is, okay, you're gonna have your second hope at life, like you said, and that's cool. But what happens when you take the glasses off or whatever? What happens when you get back into your real life? Are you gonna transplant all you learned into this new life, into this life you already have, or are you gonna still not be able to cope with the real life? See, this is very scary for me because people are gonna be very lazy about themselves here on this earth that exists and that I see you and I touch you and everything. This is my fear. People not being able to cope with themselves when they come back.
I do understand. Like, they get too attached to the virtual world. And
yeah. And what about you here, now, existing?
That's a very good question, actually. That's a very good way to see things. Yeah, that thing I've already thought about before.
It's a slippery slope of you forgetting about yourself.
Yeah.
And your brain not being able to cope with the changes of what you live in your virtual life and what you live here, real world.
It's like, there's a lot of movies, sci-fi movies, that actually portray that. Like, for example...
Ready Player One.
Ready
It's
Player
one of the
One.
best.
Yeah, Ready Player One was mainly focused about virtual reality.
Yeah. They had to compete and win money on the game, right? That's what I remember from the movie.
Then you have Upgrade. There's this part of the movie where he goes to a hacker. And you can see that she also... I don't know. Have you watched it already? You have, right?
Yeah, okay. I did.
Spoilers, by the way, guys. So he gets hacked by STEM. And no, he doesn't get hacked by STEM. He gets hacked by STEM's creator to stop STEM from working. And STEM gave these coordinates where he should go, and also gave a code for the hacker that he was going to. So they could basically create a rootkit or something like that. I don't remember the right terms, but it was something like that. So they could disable the administrator power that the creator had towards STEM. And in that area, in that apartment where the hacker was, there was a lot of people, like, they looked like drug addicts, basically, that were stuck in a virtual reality world.
Yeah.
They were having trips of virtual reality. And not only that, Cyberpunk also shows a little bit of it too. Like, it's kind of become a drug in a way. And for example, I
understand the fascination with it. I understand it, but my fear of using it personally, me myself, is getting too attached to a life that I don't have. That I have, but it's not here or reachable or tangible. I don't know.
It's like you've created such a character in the virtual world that you're actually proud of, and that's who you want it to be, that it reaches a point where you don't want to, be real. You want to become a part of the virtual reality itself. You want virtual reality to be reality itself. I guess that's the best phrase I
And the
could...
problem of not achieving that perfection you want for your life, in your real life, is not just from you, it's from the people around you. People that don't believe in you, people that bully you, people that call you names or say, no, that's impossible. That's the people that in virtual reality you can avoid by blocking, by ignoring them.
Yes.
But you can also do that in the real world. You just have to apply the rule that my choice, this is my decision to make, this is who I am. But I don't know. It's really hard to wrap my hand around it.
I think us human beings, as social animals, we tend to get addicted to everything that helps us socially. Like, I remember the first time I actually got drunk. I loved drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I started to really like drinking because it would actually show who I was as a person, and I wouldn't be shy. So I started drinking a lot. And it helped me socially. I met a lot of people. Some of them I still talk to. And I guess you could say virtual reality could be in the same area, mainly because you're basically masked. They don't know who you really are, so you get less of that anxiety. Darouche! you get less of that anxiety when you're wearing that, character, that avatar. You talk however you want. You can be yourself still, but you don't need to be afraid because, it's a place where you can't get hurt, where you feel more safe. And emotionally, it's not going to give that much of an impact unless you make it a big part of your life, right? And I guess that's where it starts. People start to get way too comfortable in VR situations and VR experiences, and they become addicted to that social positivity, right? Because you're doing something that you couldn't do in real life socially. And by being in a virtual reality, you don't have the need to be afraid anymore because they don't know who you really are. And if those people don't like you or vice versa, you can just disconnect from that world and just go to another and find somebody else to talk. Like, and that's what you were saying.
Rita.
Like, hi, babe. So, yeah, I
think that's the problem. People don't know how to handle themselves in the real world, and they're gonna transpose that and learn to. That's my hope, actually, that people don't know how to do it in the real world, and then gonna learn it in the virtual world, but then apply it back here. You know what I'm saying? People go thinking, oh, this is very easy there, not here.
Yeah.
No, it's easy in both ways. You can still ignore people here as well as you do in your virtual world. And I think that's the problem with cancel culture. This is a debate I had with some friends long ago. Mm-hmm. Cancel culture is the way of the newer generation to not deal with people that are negative.
Okay. Yes.
In my youth, people that were negative, I have to handle it in my way. Even if I didn't know how to do it, I'd cry and I'd feel bullied. But that was the point. You need to learn from that experience. Now, cancel culture, you just say, no, you're canceled to me. You forget about it and you still don't know how to deal with the negativity.
Yes.
You're going to say, no, I don't hear you. I don't know.
There's a lot of people.
It's a real world.
Yeah, I do understand, but there's a lot of people. For example, I was a very shy person. I'm ignoring you right now. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely Fifi. It's definitely Fifi, babe. Don't worry about it. It's not it's these. Yep, there it is. I do understand what you're saying. But like, there's a lot of people in real life. For example, me. When I first started to actually think about my social status, if you could call it like that. Like, I was very shy. I was very careful with what I said. Sometimes I wouldn't speak at all. Everything was new to me. And I do understand when people actually grasp to something else to actually, cope a little bit. And in VR, people use it a lot. Like, I've seen this guy, this teenager. It's not really a teenager. He's like 19, 20, right?
Yeah.
He's a young adult that, he just dropped out of college because he just gained enough money from VR, right? And what he does is, he's a male, right? But his character is a female. And he does a striptease, right? He's a stripper on VR, and he gains a lot of money from it. Like, if they want to, watch him strip in his character, and people know he's a male, but he's not gonna speak during anything, right?
Yeah.
It's like he's helping certain people by that have antisocial behaviors to actually, be a little bit more confident about themselves. But he had this one interaction with a client of his. Stupid boy think that I need him. It was one of his clients that had his first dance and really enjoyed it and gave him $1,000, right? He was like very thrilled. There's a lot of money, and he thanks him a lot. And all of this during roleplay, right? And then he asks for like Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that. So he sends them the characters like socials, right?
Socials.
Yeah, okay, he's cool about it. But then he became like a how do you say it, like a common client, right? Common customer. He became like there's a name to it, but anyway,
usual customer.
Yeah, that was not really, but it works. Okay. It became a common customer to him, a usual customer. And then during a dance, he speaks and says that he knows who he is. He found out that he's a male and he's fine about it. You already know from the start. But now he knows his name, his personal socials. Everything that he hid was in that client's hand. So what the client started to do was actually harassing him, because after that he blocked him, right? Makes sense. But then he started harassing him, blocking his socials. Twitter was full of like slurs and shit like that just to cancel him. It reached a certain point that he had to move of a different house because he was getting swatted. He had to change everything from passwords to emails to... It was very tiring for him, and he never found out who that client was.
Yeah.
And that's like, at the beginning he wanted to like do a win-win situation, right? Like he gains money and these people get their enjoyment of stuff, right? He actually said that most of the people that actually did that with him were normally people that were too shy to do it in real life, never had a love interest, because they would share that a lot with him. Never had a love interest, or were married and the wife was very distant, right? Stuff like that. And normally are men. He also had some female clients, but mostly were men. And these men were they were basically like normally like men with social problems. They couldn't, step up a little bit for themselves. It's normally very insecure. So when certain people like that come to your, let's say, hustle, right, and try to help you, and you try to help them with that by giving them the pleasure that they want and experience something that they don't have or never had, you're putting yourself in danger, mainly in VR, because there's no cybersecurity yet. There's a lot of problems still with VR. Like, even though it could help like people that don't really enjoy their lives right now in the real life, and that's like a coping mechanism, that has his big downs for those small ups, and that's one of the things that actually scares me. But I like VR. I love VR. Although that really scares the living shit out of me, I love VR. It's really cool.
But I think that's the issue with it, because the issue is not itself the VR and not having that level of cybersecurity that you need to actually make a new life and forget about the things that worry you in this life. It's the people that are on there right now, because people are mean here and there. People can be conniving, and people only look at their own issues. People don't care about other people still in VR or here to make it safer or better environment to grow anything on.
Yeah, because there's never gonna be like good without evil, right?
That's true, but that's an issue because we as people, we have this awful problem of not knowing how to leave other people's lives to themselves.
Yes.
We always have to make a comment, always, even if for good or for bad.
There's always.
I can be joking with you and make a comment about someone, and that comment, if I say it to that person, can really hurt them. But
True.
we do it unconsciously, in an unconscious level, and this is awful. I think about this all the time. I think I don't want to be mean to anyone. I always try to see the bright side of people, of things, whatever.
There's
But
always
sometimes I
those
wonder,
demons in the
can
back
I
of
be-
your head, like saying,
Yeah,
"Man,
am I being mean of thinking about this of someone?"
like for
Well, I don't
example,
know, because our levels of intimacy and are very different. Me and you, we have very different levels on what we tolerate things.
holy shit." Wisha, thank you so much for 100 bits. Oh my god.
Hi, Lisa.
Do I
Was that
have-
for me or for him? We have to split it?
I can split it. You want me to split it?
No, thank you. No,
I think
this
it's
is all
like-
for you.
I think it's like less than 50 cents each because it's gonna get taxed.
No, thank you. I'm just a bot. If people don't know, I'm just a bot.
Okay, thank you so much, Lisa. Should I do the 5 push-ups? I know this is a podcast, but it would be funny to do 5 push-ups. Anyway.
No, you can do push-ups while you speak of VR versus real life. Yeah.
That's interesting. I'll actually try and do that. I don't know if it's actually gonna work because this mic does not capture very well. But
Good.
can I change my mic on stream? Wait, because then I can change to this mic and then I'll. Okay, wait a
We're gonna
minute.
go to intermission, people. We'll be right back.
So this is the wrong one. Let me change this properties. Okay, I'm gonna change it now. You're probably not gonna hear me though, Richie, because on Discord I have this.
No problem. I'll stall. Don't worry.
Okay. Are you guys hearing from this mic now?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is good.
Okay. Nice. I'm hitting the fuck out of the mic. Okay. I don't know if you guys. Okay, so my room's a mess. I don't want to point my fucking camera to them. Man, my room is a fucking mess, bro. Like, don't judge me. Don't judge me, guys. Okay? Chat, come on. Okay, so
I accept song ideas for this intermission.
look at my skinny legs, chicken legs. So yeah, you were saying, Richie? Let me go this way.
Because people have to also remember that we all have different levels of intimacy and a different level of what we can endure of someone saying to us.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the issue. We don't think about it as often as it should be thought of. But we don't know how to live socially anymore. I don't blame technology. I don't blame anything because technology helps us in a way, but it doesn't. It's not an excuse for us to be assholes.
Exactly. But like, oh, wait, let me change my microphone.
Mic check. Mic check. Okay. I do understand that view. Like, I completely agree with you. We are now in that transition in generations where it's more important to actually see someone's Instagram and check their photos first before talking to that person. And normally they prefer to talk online, like in apps or VR or whatever, Discord, whatever, first, than to actually create a normal conversation first. Like, for example, back in the days, this is going to sound very boomer, but back in the days...
We are becoming our grandfathers, have you noticed?
Yes, but it's because we're now understanding what certain things they are saying, not all things, because there's a lot of things.
We're just talking about the differences. We're not judging the differences. I get what you're going.
So back in the day, I still had a little bit of experience when it comes to that. When you wanted to, like, for example, interact with somebody, you had to be straightforward. Before you even ask for like a phone number, you first need to talk to that person so they can trust you enough to give you the phone number, right?
Yeah, like saying, "Hi, my name is blank, and I saw you on the street, and I thought it would be really cute for us to go and have coffee. Would you be available for it?" And only after the answer, you would get your number.
Now it's like, damn, she kind of bad though. Hey, yo, shawty, you have Instagram? Why you on my Instagram?
What's your handle?
You bad.
What's your Twitter handle?
Because you bad as fuck, shawty. Hi, I'll give you my Instagram. But yeah, like, I remember the first person that I gave my phone number to was actually a friend of mine.
Do you? I do too. Yeah.
It was a friend of mine, and I met him in school, and I was part like, we were a new class, right? It was my first like cell phone. It was like around, I don't know, fifth year, sixth year, something like that. I guess it was fifth year. And yeah, it was, because I started listening to a lot of music.
I'm gonna guess it was around 2009.
Yes, around that. Like, technology was booming, and social stuff already on computer, for example, were booming also. It was a very good year. MSN was starting to boom too. It was starting to become a really cool thing. So I remember this, like, I was in this new class, and we started talking a lot, and in the first break, we hanged out a little bit, played a little bit of football, and it was pretty cool, and we danced a little bit.
Such a straight, oh my god.
No, listen. Okay, here comes the more original part. So, he actually danced a little bit. He danced a lot of a type of I guess Eastern.
We all danced hip hop back in 2009.
No, but he danced to a different thing that was very famous in France back in the day. It was not very famous here in Portugal. It never had a big.
That shower dance, right? That what was the name?
What he danced was jump style. He probably, I don't know if you heard of it, but it was very.
No.
Okay.
That was not what I had in mind.
You had, like, it appeared at the same time as Tectonic, right? Which is that thing with the hands.
What I was thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah, but that stuff.
The shampoo bottle dance. Yeah.
The shampoo bottle dance, yes. Jump style and Tectonic was a big thing in France because of techno. And he actually knew how to dance Tectonic too. But his main dance style was jump style, which is basically Tectonic, but you do it with your legs. It's very confusing. Like, when I say this, it sounds ridiculous.
We were so cringe back in the day.
He introduced me to jump style, and I actually trained with him a little bit, and we actually went to a school talent show, and we did that. A lot of people supported us, believe it or not, but we danced so badly. But it was amazing. It was cool. We didn't win, though.
I'm feeling secondhand embarrassment, but I'm sorry, because nowadays that sounds so lame.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was very innocent. It's like what a kid would do, right? Back in the days.
Yeah, I know, but today, kids don't do that anymore.
No, they play Fortnite.
Yeah, they make Fortnite championships in schools.
Like, yeah, he introduced me to jump style, and after that, after he showed me some tricks, we actually exchanged numbers for, like, hey, if you want to go after school or something like that, or like in the weekend, we can train a little bit and stuff like that. And we did. Like, we exchanged numbers, and we texted each other, and we danced together. It was very cool. It was actually a pretty cool experience. Actually, he showed me a side of EDM that I never knew about, which was jump style, which is very close to techno, but it's more melodic. I can actually do an example of jump style.
And I guess the real question here, and what everyone wants to know is, do you still know some steps?
Let me show you. It's gonna be cringe. It's gonna be so cringe.
I'm getting ready.
Let me change my fucking...
This is where I'm proud of not having webcam still. So yeah.
Soon. I will be waiting for it. It would actually be pretty cool. Imagine we transition from like webcams and stuff like that to like having a table, 2 microphones. My objective is actually reaching that far.
Cool. But that would be cool. Yeah. You have my house if you need it. So yeah.
Oh, my problem is not really a place. It's more like equipment. That's
my main problem. Okay.
I'll finance you, son.
I'll finance you. I'll use the 100 bits of Lisa to help me.
Use the money from Costa.
By the way, guys, if you have if you guys have Amazon Prime, you know, it's a free subscription, so please. Okay, so you guys ready? This is very cringe. I can't believe I'm doing this shit.
I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this.
I don't know if you're able to see this. Wait, I gotta make some space. I have a lot of clothes and shit because I'm lazy like that.
Guys, you can thank me later for this show.
Okay, so basically, you used a lot of legs, right? Can you see my legs?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, you started by doing this. Like, this is the first step, like forward, backward, right? But there's like, you have to follow the rhythm, right? I need music, bro. I need like...
Is this the Two Little Dance?
No, it's not the Yole. No, it's not. It's not that way, mate.
I know we're in Oktoberfest, but this is not sponsored. Sadly, I'd love a sponsorship from Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest. I wish. Okay, so I'm gonna put like a song that I can jump style to. I'll try. Okay, this is gonna be so cringe. I don't even know if this is actually... No. Okay, yeah, it's hardstyle. Okay. It also works. Oh, and I'm on my slippers, bro.
And open your mind. There is no reality. The universal chaos.
I'm not gonna have enough space for this shit. You guys hear okay?
Yeah, I'm hearing and I'm seeing okay, which is most important.
I don't know how this song is, so... it's like the intro's too long, bro.
Feel the groove, yeah.
Okay. I think it's now. I can't put sandals! I can't... Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I can't...
This is high school in Portugal live to you guys from 2009.
I hurt my fucking knee, bro. I can't because I slipped. Wait.
Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself.
Wait. Let me try again. Wait. I got this. Okay. Wait. Okay. Ah, fuck. Wait.
I'm gonna write this in my resume because I did this. Don't hurt yourself, boy.
I can't.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
I don't remember the fucking steps, but it's something like that, bro. Basically, you would shuffle or something like that. And then you do like twistaroos, like you do.
Hey, but this was cool back then. I'm not judging you. This was very cool back then.
Back then, like
I would try. You would be the coolest person in school if you knew this.
I can't.
Close your eyes.
Like, and this guy, like this friend of mine, actually did this so well. I don't know how the fuck he did it, but like he would twist his leg like this and just do a full circle.
Jesus.
Yep. He would like do this.
People without joints are a marvel to me.
And then just go around this one too. And do this. While jumping on this other one. On rhythm. Yeah, that shit made me tired. Man, I'm too old for this shit.
We be getting old.
Wait, how do you do it? TikTok. Okay, now I'm just fucking memeing. Look at my hair. What the fuck happened to my hair? Oh man, this shit is tiring. This is a podcast.
This is supposed to be serious content.
I guess it's not that serious. Holy shit, that was tiring. I'm tired. I really need to exercise. What the fuck is wrong with me?
You need to start jogging.
I need to start dancing jump style.
Don't say, yeah, bring it back, man.
Holy shit.
You could record TikToks with your own song and this type of dance.
Jesus. Do you think there's actually TikToks of jump style?
I'm thinking yes, because millions of videos are made every day. So yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
But I'm actually gonna do a quick search.
There's something hidden in Lil Yachty's Poland.
There's something hidden in Lil Yachty's Poland. Okay. Thanks, TikTok. I got the walk. Jump style. Wait. Hashtag. I know this friend of mine is still dances jump style.
Maybe he's a TikTok star.
And he does a lot of videos in the middle of Lisbon. Like an entertainer. Right? Okay, so...
I see a lot of those every day, so I'm gonna say yes.
I got the walk-in Bahrain. Yes. So basically, the best I can show, it's like in Germany. It's still an occurrence, I guess. Copyrighted music. Okay, just pretend I'm the beat.
Italy.
Yeah, this is what gem style is.
But see, it didn't die.
Yeah, no,
It's
but this
still
is very
here.
old. This is very old. Like old as fuck, yeah. These are old videos. But they're still like tutorials and shit, like recent ones. It's good to see that jump style is still a big thing. Kick right foot 2 times, kick left foot out 1 time. Elbow of your foot kick behind on the ground. Yeah, bro, it's way easier to see people doing it and then imitate. Okay, okay, this is not... Yeah, she's just jogging. Okay. Okay, this guy is doing a little bit of jump style. Okay.
But I think like everything, it has changed since way back when.
Yeah, because normally people that do jump style now are either their brothers or sisters or parents used to do it. Now it's very, you know, left out.
Now it's considered cringe. So,
yeah, now
no.
it's considered a little bit cringy. Yeah, but these are the basic steps. These are the main steps. Then you can, like, add whatever the fuck you want.
Elaborate from it, yeah.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
Look. Yeah, and the objective is to be all in rhythm, right?
I love all kind of activities that bring people together. So yeah, this is one of them.
Jump style actually, it was a big thing back in the day when it comes to, like, Northern Europe. A lot of people from Germany and fucking Italy, France mainly, they were doing it a lot. But here in Portugal and
Europeans
Spain,
have a lot of tradition in dance and certain kinds of songs.
yes, like nowadays it's not common at all. There's like some people that just started doing it. Maybe it will have a comeback. I don't know.
Everything's coming back now.
But see, these are like little kids doing it.
Yeah, because like you said, maybe brothers or sisters or parents are teaching them how to do this.
Oh, this is the OG One of the OG presentations that that friend of mine actually gave it to me. See, this guy already does a little bit. See that leg thing?
Yeah, oh my god.
See? I used to know how to do that shit. But yeah.
Bring back 2009.
Look at
Bring
that.
back 2009.
That was a lot of...
No, actually don't, because that was my first year of high school. So yeah, don't bring it back. Let's leave it where it is.
It was actually pretty cool to see because it was kind of mesmerizing. Because how the fuck can he twist his legs like that so quick? Right?
About TikTok, I saw something the other day and I wanted to ask you, and I saved it for this special occasion.
Yes.
I saw a girl that made a video explaining that when she feels sad or down about something, and she's the same old as me, like 27, 28.
Yes.
She put a photo of herself as a kid, as a 6-year-old, on a mirror, in the bathroom mirror, and every time she feels down, she says she looks at the picture and think, if I'm this way, what would this girl think if she went in the same experience? And she says it helps her cope with things. Would you think that would help you, looking at a photo of yourself as a kid when you feel down and thinking, what would he think?
No, it wouldn't help me. It would actually, it would be the contrary, in my opinion.
Don't you think he would look at it? This is my take on it. Don't you think he would look to the photo, and say, no, I have to be better for this little kid right here?
The thing is, if I looked back, the problem about my mentality, right, is that when I think about looking back, I think about...
Fifi just said the right thing, actually.
If it was me, he would think, Tamo junto, bro.
It's true.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I would relate more to a... like, for example, whenever I think about looking into a photograph of me when I was younger, that young me had way more dreams than I have now. And I would relate that photograph more to the dream kid that was back then, right? Where he had a lot of like dreams about being this and that and want to do this and that. I would relate it more to that. So that's why I'm saying it wouldn't inspire me unless I actually looked at that photo constantly. Like, I would need to be there and actually fight my thoughts to actually make it an inspiration.
I'll try and do it, actually. I'll try for a week to do it. Not that I have many problems going on at the moment, but still.
You still want to see how you react about it, right?
Yeah, if some of my dreams as a kid, which were a lot as well, are gonna come back, and I'm gonna feel like, no, I can make this happen today, because I'm not a kid anymore. I'm gonna see if something changes. I'm gonna try it for a week and see how it goes.
Okay, update us on it then.
Yeah, on next Sunday, I'll update you guys on it.
If you're gonna do it, I might do it too.
Perfect photo picked out. I'm gonna have the. Let's do it then. I have the perfect photo for this.
All right.
A photo from my first day of school.
Okay, so when we're gonna start tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, starts tomorrow and will end Sunday on the next podcast.
Sunday, yeah.
And then we'll give you guys an
See
update.
if something changes.
That's very interesting.
I'm gonna be an astronaut, bitches, next week.
I'm gonna be the next.
From space.
I'm gonna be the next president. Okay.
Of United
States of America. But
get out of my lawn.
Get out of my lawn.
It's not proper. I'll be perfect. I'd be the perfect American.
You'd be
Get
the perfect.
Out of my lawn.
Actually, I see you as a New Yorker, to be honest.
I do too.
I see you as a New Yorker, for sure.
I'm perfectly adjustable for big crowds, so yeah.
What do you see me as in terms of states in America?
A state in America?
Yeah.
San Francisco.
San Francisco, wow.
Specifically the city San Francisco.
Okay. Detroit, thanks.
It's more your vibe. It's the cultural epicenter of America, and I see you there. I can see you living there because people are more chill.
Okay, yeah. San Francisco.
Drugs are allowed.
I was God damn, I'ma smoke some of that weed, bro.
LGBT laws are all the rage.
I'm more of an
They even
Alabama
have
mafia.
communion. They even have communion homes for gay people in America that are tossed out of home by their parents.
Oh, disowned.
Yeah,
Okay. We actually have.
they welcome you with open arms.
We-
We have some.
Yeah, we have some. Although it's not a lot.
Not that great though, and that's not. They're not as great though. They're not. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have like, you know, state
The
funds.
means. Yeah.
So here is a
And
little
San
bit
Francisco
different.
is more of a family environment because you get to. There's always elderly couple or a grown-up couple
Yes.
of some sort to take care of you as your parents, and people are really happy there. There's even a documentary on Netflix and a series on Netflix about it. It's really cool. I advise you to see it.
I watched the documentary here in Portugal about it, and I really enjoyed it because I never thought that existed. I had met nobody that knew about it. Yeah, my girlfriend's definitely LA.
I don't know. I don't know her that well, but from the talk we had last week, after the podcast, I'd say so. Yeah, LA.
She's definitely
But-
LA.
LA, or
LA, California.
isn't there another city in California? Or
Yes, but I think she would go to California, to be honest. Miami is also an
Go girl.
option. Hello, streamer. What's your opinion on the geopolitical conflict that has been going in Linda Velha? No comments. I will plead the fifth. Michelle? Hi, Death Booth. How you doing, bro?
Linda Velha deserves a train station. That's my say on it.
Yo, facts? Facts? I actually totally forgot about that. Facts?
Linda Velha deserves a metro station.
It
Deserves a bus depot. It deserves a mall. And it deserves a house.
Hello, Kane.
One house.
How you been?
Hi, Kane.
Everybody's here. I'm so happy. Yes.
You just lost the dance. You danced.
Yeah, I danced on stream.
You just
It
lost-
was very cringe.
Yeah.
Thank God nobody clipped it. Get that. No clip. I don't think nobody clipped. I don't know. But if you guys want to see it, it's right at it's near the like the 1 hour mark, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We were talking about yeah. I would like to myself, yeah, San Francisco makes sense, but I never thought about San Francisco. I thought about Alaska.
Really?
I love Alaska. Like, not in terms of like the political state that it is, you know.
But you need to think about everything that it encloses. So yeah, laws are going to be a part of your life.
Yes. Coffee gifted me a sub pog. Fuck yes, she did. It was a while ago, actually. I think it was last stream or the last stream before that. Get to use my emotes. Finally. I actually need more emotes. And next time I get some money, I'll ask you if you're open for commissions. I need new emotes. I've also seen your new
For
tattoos,
instance-
Akane. Very cool.
Didn't she post it on Instagram?
Yes.
I think I saw it too.
Our Queen Amaranth has been going through a lot of shit. Have you seen the clips? Pretty fucked up stuff. Oh. We'll go to that, but first Richie has something to say. That's one of the topics we're going to talk about. So stay tuned.
But what about the cities? I was just gonna say that normally I think of myself as an European
Okay.
at heart. So if I'm gonna move, I'd love to say Italy, but not right now.
Okay. Well, Canada is very
Budapest,
close to an
maybe.
European country, for example. But you had to learn a
More
little
or
bit
less.
of French in certain zones, and there's a lot of
It's
Portuguese
fine.
people in there.
Yeah, but French is easy, I think. So yeah, I think I might. But no, Budapest is the second option
Ooh, Budapest
next
is
to
fun.
Italy.
Yes. I shrimp for Canada. Excuse me. Okay. But to me, it would be Alaska if I could choose. But I'm like, I love cold and wet, well, like moist, humid weathers, right? And I like Alaska because it's literally you're covered by forest, and I love the environment of a forest, having a wooden cabin. I love that
Then
environment.
in Europe, I have the perfect opportunity for you. You go to Denmark.
Denmark. Oh, Denmark. Yes, that's also one of here in Europe. If I could, I would go to Denmark or the Netherlands. I also like the Netherlands, but it's more of a urbanized country than
Yeah. But the
Liechtenstein is
thing
also a
about
good
Denmark
one.
is people in Denmark are, I'm not gonna say antisocial, but they don't have social skills as you know them here in Portugal.
Yeah,
They are very closed people.
it's completely different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just chose Alaska because I wanted to go there for a while now, and I think a connection to the nature really bonds with me. You know, I want Akane to take my tattoo virginity. She took mine. She took mine. Here it is. My beautiful tattoo. Professionally made tattoo. Thank you, Akane, by the way. But like I was saying, like, I use a lot of internet. I do. And in Alaska, it's very complicated in certain places.
True.
But if I isolated myself of all of that, I think I'd be good. If they gave me a cabin, they gave me some yards of territory for me to use and do whatever the fuck I want, why not? You know, I think I would love that lifestyle.
This is very interesting. I love talking to people and getting to know people because of this. Your idea of you being fine without internet is the nature and having stuff to do in nature. For me, it would be living in a city where everything would be close by, and I would have a lot of people to talk to.
It's like white and black, right? It's like
this is really cool. This is
completely
why I
different.
like getting to know people. Yeah.
Probably my Christmas subsidy. Bro wants to live in a Bob Ross painting. Basically, yeah. But that's the thing. Like, I've experienced before, like, for example, in my father's house. It's not in the middle of the woods, but it's very close to some woods. And I used to not have internet. And all I had was a bicycle, a radio, and also a Walkman that my dad had, that I then exchanged. That then I exchanged to an MP3 because once in a while I would ask my brother to give me like good albums to listen to, and he would put it on the MP3 player. And you know what I did? I was like 14, 15 at this time, or 13. It was around those times. Maybe 12 even. Yeah, 12, 13. What I would do is that since it was a very safe place, like city, it was not even considered a city yet. It's not even considered a city. I'm not gonna dox myself, but my dad in this case. But I used to like go out at night after dinner, and I would just ride my bicycle listening to tunes, and I would just go around. Sometimes it was even raining a little bit, you know, just a small bit. I would bring a coat and would just let myself go, you know, just go around certain like dirt roads and sometimes streets, because it was basically there was nobody outside at that hour, you know, and there's barely anybody outside during the day. There's some, but not a lot. Only like when there's big events and stuff like that. like traditional fiestas. But yeah, and I actually found that's when I started actually producing also. Because the first thing that I did when I had internet, it was not a lot of internet, it was like 50 megabytes. The first thing I did was download FL Studio, because I used to listen to a lot of music while writing, and I thought, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. I have my dad's instruments, so why not? I used to play instruments also when my dad was working, right? Because I could do whatever noise I wanted. So I would just, play some drums, play some bass, play some guitar, sing a little bit. Sometimes
and experiment with rhythms and production. Yeah,
that was my first introduction to like producing, because I already knew how to play some of those instruments, but I never actually had the opportunity to be alone with those instruments. And I remember this one night, my dad was not home that night because he was doing the night shift. I stayed the whole night up with he had those wood heaters. Wait, let me just translate it real quick.
Places?
Wait. Wait, what? Is it really? Okay, so it's called... It's like a fireplace, but inside... I think it's called salamander? Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, so it's basically a fireplace, but his technical name is like salamander because it's... the fire is actually contained in a box of metal.
Mm-hmm.
So the fire is in there. It's like a heater, right? Basically. And I remember smelling the wood burning only with the heater, with the salamander light, coming from the fire. And I was playing guitar, and I just closed my eyes and let myself just go with the flow, right? I ended up learning by myself how to play guitar. And I guess I started with that. Then I wanted to put in a digital mode because I wanted to show what I felt when I was in that moment of my life, right? It's actually most of my first songs, or all of them, like I guess my first 3 or 4 songs were very inspired to that, lo-fi nostalgia feel to it, chill out, because that's how I felt. I felt relaxed. I felt in a place where nobody could judge me, nobody could tell me what to do, and at the same time, I was living a peaceful moment. And I just imagine myself listening to records, vinyls maybe. Most definitely, if I had the money, I would do that. Listening to vinyls and have a fireplace on and just jamming to it while rain is hitting the roof of my little cabin, That's how I feel. Or like I sit on the porch with my door open while the vinyl is playing.
You're describing literally my life in winter in here. So yeah, I understand you.
Like, I just love those little things. It's the fact that while being a little bit isolated, like isolated enough to actually open the doors of creativity, like for me, I felt that. It was amazing. It was a pleasure even. Like I felt completely happy with myself in those moments. And every time my dad came in to my house, of course not his fault, into his house, every time he came back from work, I was like, damn, that moment of peace ended, right? And it's like my favorite thing sometimes, being isolated a little bit. That's why lately I haven't been really in touch with Twitter, Discord, Instagram, whatever, because I don't feel like it's a priority to me. What's a priority to me is actually, to actually do what I want. In this case, like I'm doing a lot, like I'm doing what I can to like play games and stuff like that, but that's because I have accessibility to a computer. But sometimes when like for example, this morning the only thing I did was turning on my computer and then I didn't touch it for like almost the whole morning because my mom wasn't home yet. And, you know, I used that moment to be alone to actually sing a little bit, take my time with stuff, appreciate the weather a little bit. You know, those little things matter to me. And
you're a very gloomy person, and I can tell by the description you're making, not even knowing you that well. You're a very gloomy person, but that's not a bad thing.
No,
Pay
like,
attention. This is not bad.
No, I do understand what you're saying by that. Don't worry. I know what you mean. It's just,
You
I
like
don't know.
to be in your thoughts. You like to be observing things and keeping your thoughts going with it.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Like, I like a good view, you know? Because that's what... I like to sit down.
That was a great expression. That was a great sentence.
I like a good view, yeah. Like it.
Yeah, that was a great sentence.
That's basically what I live by a little bit, you know? My creativity normally comes from my alone time. When I write songs or stuff like that. Like, for example, most of my unreleased album that I was gonna launch, the EP, were very depressive. But every time I finished a lyric sheet or I produced a beat that was actually reminiscent of what I was feeling, like, I felt good. Even though I was in a shitty place in my life back then, I felt good, you know? I was alone in my room sometimes. I shut down I turn off every fucking light possible. I look outside when it's raining, and I just stand there, smoking a cigarette, chilling, looking, you know, at the rain hitting the fucking pavement, listening to the rain hitting the leaves, and that's where I feel more. That's where I get
at home with yourself.
Yes. Yeah. That's it. Like, I stay. It's like having white noise to sleep. It's the same to me, but it's for my thoughts. It's for myself. Every time I look at something, my thoughts come in and they talk to me, and I talk back to them. And like I was interacting with myself in a way, and thinking, what can I do? What would be a good thing for me to do for myself and stuff like that. Like, I overthink a lot, and I overthink more when I get too attached to social media and stuff like that. And sometimes I have to be alone a little bit, you know, put everything to the side and just, you know, sometimes just sit there
Listen to yourself.
Yeah, sit there and fucking talk to yourself, bro. Just think. Your thoughts are there for a reason, so why aren't you, like, talking to them the same way they're talking to you? Like, just interact with it and see what's wrong and why those thoughts are there. I think it's very important. That's why I chose Alaska.
No, but that's a nice choice.
Yes. But now, since we're talking about thoughts and stuff like that, let's talk about mental health in general. But first of all, we're gonna look into Amaranth's situation, because I know it's a pretty bad situation she's in. Me and Richie only got a little bit of a glimpse of it, but
I was completely unaware of it, but Lucio talked to me before and got me in the loop, and that was terrible.
Yeah.
What happened to her?
Fifi got me on loop, and I got you on loop, because it's a really important thing that needs to be talked about. And I think giving a little bit of relevancy to this situation may actually help her in a way. So let's start with that, right? Let me just put here so everybody can... don't think I have nothing bad on Twitter right now. Okay. So the title of this is Amaranth has revealed that she has a husband, along with revealing his abuse. He has threatened to kill her dogs, take all their money, and force her to stream. Now, for a person to reach this point of the situation, it's very toxic. It's not. I can't even describe it. Like, everything about this screams red flag. Everything. Would you?
And it really helps you think that you always need to look at someone and think of the background of that person. Because we would see this person making live streams, but we never thought this was a situation that could happen with her.
Yes.
So yeah, this is really humbling to think that you look at someone and it's not the whole story.
Like, for example, I didn't expect Amaranth. Because, to be honest, as a content creator, Amaranth doesn't mean nothing to me. Unless she's like, you know, invited to something. Because sometimes she could be a cool feature in a stream. But in this case, like, now that I know what's been going on behind, you know, the scenes, how dare you? Listen, it's an opinion. But, like, her content to me is not good. And, you know, there's people who disagree with me, there's people who agree with me, but her content is not my cup of tea. But I understand that she is a person, like anybody else, and she has her problems. But she was never open about it, right? Right now we got a glimpse of it, so let's watch the video and see what is going on.
Why did you say you were gonna kill my dogs?
Leave the house.
Okay, I can leave the. You know what? Actually, I shouldn't leave the house because my dogs are
Sorry?
here.
We'll take the dogs and leave. You're asking the question I'm telling you, and you're interrupting my fucking, like, telling you. Literally. Literally.
What are you saying? You just told me you were gonna kill dogs if I didn't do a 24-hour stream.
Nope, did not say that. Now you're just fucking being a liar.
I'm not
I
just.
said it.
Don't be that.
I said I'm going to tell you what I said in terms of the earlier. You're saying you did not say that.
I tried to tell you what I heard from you. And then you called me a liar.
Then you tell me, what did you say?
What are you even talking about? You brought up the dogs out of nowhere.
Exactly.
So what?
Prove a point.
What point is it proving?
See? You're proving my point right now.
What? I'm asking you to. I don't even understand what you're saying to me.
I know. That's my point. My point is, are you listening or not? If you're not, then get the fuck out.
I'm literally listening, but you're not making any sense.
Well, no, you're not listening because it makes perfect sense. I'm gonna say it one more time. If you don't get it, I need you to get the fuck out.
Okay. So that was one of the videos. There's a lot of other videos out there of she talking about it. We're not gonna go into this. We're not gonna go deep into this. But from that...
Why did you say you were gonna kill my...
Shh, calm down, Amaranth. But just from that, you guys can see in the situation she is in. Of course, there's always two sides of the story. But at the same time, I don't think Amaranth would lie when it comes to this. Mainly because it's...
There were some comments about it, and I didn't enjoy them at all. Saying that it was a publicity stunt. I don't think that was the case.
No.
Because this is very serious. This is not to be taken lightly. And I don't think she would have the intention of making something up like this.
Listen, she doesn't
It's
need
not
to
something
prove
you
herself.
make up. Yeah.
She has nothing to prove herself, right? She doesn't gain anything from this. She already has a lot of money. She already has a lot of viewers. She doesn't need this, right? So that's why I doubt the fact that she's lying. But that's the thing. We only know one side of the story. I'm one of the one of those type of people that waits for everything to be, you know, sorted, and then give my opinion about the situation. Because right now, of course, right now, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm on Amaranth's side all the way. Mainly because when, let's say a man, okay, because normally, I wouldn't say normal. Okay, let's generalize it. I think it's more appropriate. Now that I think of it, people that act like this, talk like this, say things like this, are not sane people. They have some sort of anger issue, because that was not a way to deal with the situation. He's not a psychopath or a sociopath, because if he was, he wouldn't lose his temper like this. He would manipulate the situation as much as he could, even on stream, mainly on stream. He has anger issues. And from what I'm getting, this is from what she's saying, and looks like, in my point of view, let me reiterate that, my point of view is that this is not the first time that is happening in her life, and this has been constant. Because to the point where you give enough confidence to somebody to actually let them say something like, you should do this or I'll do this. Like, you must do this or I'll do this. Like, for in this example is, you need to do the 24-hour stream or I'll kill your dogs. Like, no sane person would say that. And this is giving me vibes of someone that's having a power trip, that just thinks because Amaranth is a sweet person, right, he has control over the situation. Now, the person who chose, from what Amaranth said, of course, innocent until proven otherwise, what she said is that she didn't chose the fact that she didn't go public, she didn't go public regarding the engagement, right? It was his choice because it would ruin the monetary gain. And to me, it's like, this shit hurts my soul. This shit, I have nothing else to say. This shit hurts my soul too. I can't even, like, it angers me.
Even the part where he says he's gonna take all her money and shit, that's sickening.
Yes.
Because she's having all the work, and who's he to make these kinds of not accusations, but he treats her like only a cash grab. And that's, I don't have words. This is terrible. Just that.
There's also this video that Amaranth did showing text messages from him calling her a dumb fuck and supposedly throwing away money in her accounts as threats when she wasn't responding to him. Let's just check that out.
It's like, the next time when I say plan, do it. Dumb fuck, do you understand? Like, what plan talking about? It's like, fuck this, I'm calling you. So I disappeared from stream. Take a call. So I can't, I'm gonna tell them I can't talk right now. We're getting Wi-Fi. I don't care. You get the call now. Last chance. About to dump your luggage. You know, from my hotel room. But throwing your stupid merch off the balcony. Proceeding to ditch your stuff. You don't need the makeup or the live view, like the stream epic, or the clothes, huh? Deleting social media in 1 minute. Buying options that expire and blasting the cash. But
I'm not a snowflake, but this shit hit close to home and I'm kind of triggered. And people say just leave him, lol, like it's easy. It's never easy. Like, people that say that never been in a situation like this. Ever.
Sure.
Because it's not only the emotional attachment to that person. It's the dependency when it comes to your, like, how can I explain this? You are basically obligated to be with that person because you feel safest with that person, even though that person fucking tears you apart every day. I've been in a situation that it was not as worse as this, but there was definitely some toxicity in this. And I felt a glimpse of it. And I've seen it occurring many, many times in some of my friends' past relationships. And this is horrible. It's like, all this is going to do is create a trauma to that person. And that person is so emotionally dependable to the other person that is treating her like shit, but is still so dependable emotionally that she is scared to leave. Not to mention, she is also scared of her own safety because she doesn't know what he is capable to do or gonna do, right? There's a lot of people that just don't understand this type of stuff. This is considered domestic abuse if they live in the same home. It's considered abuse if they don't. Like, please, how is it not obvious that this person right here, for in this example, unfortunately, Amaranth, that this is also considered domestic abuse? Because it is. Domestic abuse is not only physical, is emotional, psychological. But she'll be fine. She managed to grow a pair to expose his ass. The community got her back. It will all be done once she settles all the divorce stuff. Yes, she gained a lot of fucking big, hairy, heavy balls. Like, because this was a great... She did the hardest part, exactly. Now it's just...
True.
Now it's just the better... like, everything that is going to come next is going to be on her side 100%. Because she has text messages, right? Although, and in this case, it's kind of hard to say that she was...
Next time when
she was...
do it. Tell them I can't talk right now.
You know, faking it because she's actually on iMessage. But still, there's a lot of things that need to be sorted out, right? Because you can't see the name.
Make sure he likes in the next 2 minutes.
But I haven't. But the thing is, I can't see the name here. I haven't watched the stream. I don't know. Not to mention that. This is enough proof to go to court, to go to trial, and I just hope. I just hope that what she's saying is true, and that she goes to court and actually files a complaint and actually does everything that she has to do to get her life together again, and she can be again safe and sound without ever worrying about slaving for somebody else. Okay. Now imagine if you're poor, have no friends, and going through the same shit. It's a nightmare. Exactly. It's even worse because, first of all, you're not a big, how do you say it? You're not a big personality on the internet or like culturally. You don't have money to actually make things happen as fast or even at all. So you're basically stuck. You're not completely stuck. You're stuck in a way that monetarily and socially there's not much you can do. So it's even harder. So I hope that with the money she has and all the proofs that she has and all the connects that she has and just everything goes her way, everything goes fine. I wish her the best. And I just hope it doesn't get worse from here. And I'm really praying for it not to. And she faked it. That's a better acting than Amber Heard. Fact.
True.
Just imagine.
But I don't think that's the case.
No, this is to be honest, like, I know Amaranth, like, in my opinion, Amaranth is not the type of content creator I really enjoy on Twitch because of the type of content. Although sometimes she makes funny content. I like when she appears on random streams. It's pretty cool. She's actually a pretty funny gal. But other than that, I don't follow her channel. I think I do follow her channel, but I don't watch her stuff because it doesn't relate to me. I think it's kind of boring. But you can see through some of the ways that she acts with her friends and stuff like that although she does all of that, she's very calm. She's very calm about everything, and she's very easy to talk with. She's I consider her a soft type of person, right? Show us your channel points on her stream. Oh man, sure. But I don't think I have that much. Just to prove a point. But I'll do it just to prove a point, okay? So, Amaranth. I do not follow her. I used to follow her though. Let's see channel points. Come on, let me go to. Oh shit, that was so loud. How do I go chat? Okay, here it is. Copyrighted music, thanks. 310 channel points. So that's not a lot of chat points. Okay. What do you mean simp? 310 points. It's not a lot. The fuck? Oh shit, I said the S word. Fuck! No! It was by accident. Listen, I read it from chat, Twitch. Guys, if I get banned from here, nah, they don't care. I'm a small streamer. But Richie?
Yeah, I'm here.
You can interrupt me
I'm
whenever
watching.
you want.
No, I'm watching the whole videos on Twitter right here. The one she loses it. It's the second one, I guess. Because she's really pissed, and I'm trying to read the situation on her reactions.
Is it the one where she says he has a small dick anyway? Remember?
I'm single. It's about to be true.
No, it's the other one.
The
Sorry.
therapist even told him that.
Okay.
The third one.
The third one.
Yeah.
Where she's connecting the mouse?
Yeah.
She's having a breakdown right now. You can see that.
Yeah, because you can see because she's lost handling things that are in reach. So yeah, this is not a lie. I don't believe it is.
Everything about this is, it shows. Again, I'm a very neutral person. You don't know the other side, and it's probably gonna add nothing. The other side is probably not gonna add nothing because that's enough proof for me. But you'll never know. But from my experience in life, because that's the only experience when it comes to social that I have. I've read some books, but that's about it. Is that she's showing normal reactions of a person that is having a breakdown.
Yeah.
Like, it's very normal. You start saying random gibberish. You start insulting that person, handling stuff very uncarefully, like very sloppy.
Erratically, yeah.
I went through the whole 16 hours VOD. She said he has a small dick. He wanted to make her do threesomes and shit. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's disgusting. It's literally disgusting.
Hello.
The final moment of stream was a female voice checking on her and asking if she had taken her meds just before stream cuts out abruptly. Interesting.
Hello. I haven't gotten any calls. What are you talking about?
Oh, she's.
Why would you ask if I'm taking?
Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah. She was about to cry again, and she just ended the stream. Okay, shows she's definitely taking something, probably for anxiety or depression.
Yeah.
It could not be, but the thing is, because saying medicine, it could be a lot of things, but in the context that it was, and the way that she reacted to it is what, because she was semi calm, let's say, like half calm. I guess she was trying to recompose herself. She had this, like, trying to recompose herself type of face, calm but not completely, still fighting a little bit. But then when the other female voice asks for her medicine, she opens her eyes a little bit and then looks at the camera with, probably not the camera but the screen, and gets watery eyes. This could be a over analyzation about it, but from what I see,
the door just move at the end?
Door? It did. Somebody.
Door behind her.
Yes, it did, and that's where it ended. Very spooky. That was actually very scary. But okay, so from what we gathered until now is that she has been through this for a while now. From what Fifi told me, because he's more inside of this, is that they're probably like a year or something together. It was the hitman. Jesus, bro, come on. They've been engaged or together for 1 year or something like that. I don't know. But this is very scary. It's very scary. And I hope everything goes well with her at the end. Actually, is she like... Yeah, she doesn't have her lashes now. I think she's way prettier without lashes, to be honest. She has a very natural face. Like a very beautiful natural face. Never seen her without lashes, actually. Married. Okay, 1 year married. So they're probably together for a while then. Go to his Twitter. Yeah, she's way prettier without the lashes and the whole, you know, make my cheeks rosed up and nose all blingy. I think all natural looks better on her. She looks better without makeup, sure. But I guess it gives her more of like angel type of look to her when she doesn't have makeup. Whenever she has makeup, it gives her more of a, you know, how can I explain this? Like, I wouldn't say like a typical girl, but like the society's look of what beauty is instead of the natural beauty. She looks better without makeup. Yes, he was talking about divorce with her in 2020. So it's... Huh. So it's more than 1 year? Maybe 1 year and a half? 2 years? Anyway. So... Yeah. I hope she fucking gets rid of this dude and actually...
This is settled. Yeah, I hope this is settled in the right way. And that the dude doesn't try anything funny.
Because this shit...
Even my voice is now... This breaks me. I was about to cry. Watching some commentaries on Twitter.
Eagerly,
People are terrible. This is my take on this. The comments about this are terrible.
Yeah, certain comments are very, very... Like, I just don't understand.
People that think abuse is a publicity stunt are terrible people.
Yes. Like, I don't understand why are there certain people that don't believe this. Probably just hating because it's Amaranth. To the people telling her to just leave, my mom took 3 kids and moved from Indiana to Florida in the dead of night with only what she could fit in our car to escape my dad's abuse. He found us in less than 3 months. It is never easy to get out of these situations. There it is. It's a good example that actually also breaks my heart because it's the fact that this exists and there's not a lot of, let's say,
awareness to this.
Yes.
I mean, there's awareness enough. People just choose to ignore. But that's another conversation.
Yes. Sherry.
Is that his name?
Sherry. Well, she didn't want to make it public the fact that she was Sherry.
Fuck off.
Maybe she just changed the name so people around her wouldn't know, you know? Because in toxic relationships, that could also happen. But I don't know. This is the thing, like, we have to wait. Unfortunately, we have to wait and show people what's going on and give some awareness about this because this shit is fucked. That's the best I can do. I don't have a lot of viewers, but I have enough viewers to give my opinion on stuff, and my opinion about this is absolutely disgusting. I hope she gets...
Yeah.
I hope... This is, like, overstepping a little bit, but I hope she fucking ruins his fucking life, because this shit is unbearable. Unbearable.
But in the legal sense.
But in the legal sense, yes. Not the...
Yeah.
ruins his life and like accused of that, stays on the fucking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm mentioning. But yeah, guys, and this is the part where we talk about more deeply into mental health, and that's something that to me is a very important topic. And she said she usually sleeps between 4 to 3 hours a night, and he'd get mad if she overslept. Yeah, so basically Andrew Tate mentality.
Yeah.
Because Andrew Tate does that also with the girls that he's with. So, and it's proved. And there's still people following him. But that's another conversation. But yeah. Now, I wanted to talk about mental health. Right, even before knowing that Amaranth was in this situation. I talked to Fifi about this because Richie was still eating dinner. So we talked a little bit about it, and I asked him if it would be cool to actually talk about I said that I was thinking about talking about mental health because it's a topic that like just a couple of streamers talk about, and I think it should be more out there. Of course, I don't have a big viewership, but I really want to talk about it, and I'm passionate about talking about it because I also have been there. I still fight with some things that I still have, and I'm human, but at least I got a little bit of experience, enough experience to actually talk about this, and I'm safe enough to actually be open about this. I didn't ask Richie before this if he was comfortable about talking about this, so I'm just gonna ask him now. Richie.
I am comfortable, don't worry.
Okay.
I can share my experiences as well, don't worry.
Okay, so
it's in the past, so I think about them regularly, but not in the way that's depressive or demeaning of myself now.
Okay, very good, very good. So you're basically in the same position as me and as a lot of other people out there. So I wanted to ask first.
We should start by asking ourselves are we okay? Are you okay, Lucio? How are you?
If
mentally?
I'm okay, like every time somebody asks me that I barely know, I say yeah. But if it's someone that I actually trust a little bit, I say depends on what you determine okay is. Because, for example,
do you feel balanced? You can have bad thoughts and bad feelings, but does the good feelings now balance it out? Do you feel balanced?
Yes, I feel balanced. Like,
okay,
a couple of years ago, probably not. 2-3 years ago, probably not, or even less, because I had a lot of shit happening in my life all of a sudden. And I kind of lost myself a little bit. I did a lot of bad shit too. Again, I'm human. Not bad shit to the point that is actually illegal or stuff like that. Well, drugs don't count.
Did you kill someone?
No, I didn't. But I did see it. Somebody killed someone in Lisbon. So, but and I had to testify about it, right? I guess that was also one of the things that actually kind of, now it faded away a little bit because I don't know, I don't want to sound cold about it, but although I saw all of it, the time that it took for that big impact to actually starting to fade away was like around 1.5 years probably. After that, it was just...
How long ago was it? Remind me.
I don't remember. I think it was around 2017, 2018, something like that. I don't remember.
It's recent then. Okay. It's kind of recent.
Like, right now I feel balanced because I know there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of things that I can do to... like I changed as a person, and I learned what I did do wrong, what people did wrong to me, what happened in my life, what could I've done. Like I thought about that a lot, and I learned from that, and now I'm a different person. I think I'm a more mature person when it comes to myself, because back then I was very childish still. I had this mentality that everything revolved around me, and if something shitty happened to me, I couldn't be there to other people, or like give up on some of my dreams just because, you know, I don't know, it's very hard to explain. Like in the moment that you're suffering from it, it's very easy to explain, well, kind of, because you still have that fear of like, you know, I don't want to talk about it because it's very, but when you talk about it, all of it comes out, right? But right now, since I'm a little bit balanced, I know what happened to me and what made me change. You know, that's always going to stay with me forever. But to explain the feeling that I was feeling before, during that time, you know, who I was back then, I cannot really, it's like I deleted that personality of me, right? I don't relate to that person that I was 2-3 years ago. Because way before, because I remember this, I remember my thought transition about my own life, right? It was like I was very depressed, very addicted to alcohol, and some types of drugs. That I kind of lost myself. And for me to get out of that situation, I have to actually private myself from actually being near those substances, because then I wouldn't be able to actually think about the situation I'm in and the problems that I have in my life, right? Because that's the problem with drinking, smoking, and doing all types of shit. Going out at night constantly, is that it's just a distraction. So if you stay there for a long period of time, you're gonna reach a point where you don't know who you are, you don't know who you identify as in terms of your social behavior. You lose yourself a little bit, and I lost a lot of opportunities in my life because of that. You know, I don't want to be one of that type of person. That type of people that say, oh, it's because of trauma. Yeah, of course I have traumas, but other people have traumas too. They didn't act like I did, right? So I guess the day where I fought like that I said it was my fault, I did this, that this happened to me because I was stupid. I didn't look behind the curtains because I was too afraid. I was too focused on, mainly my problem was self-love, because I had no self-love.
But you don't need to feel like you fucked it up because you had some traumas, because people deal with trauma in very different ways. So that was your way of dealing with it.
Exactly.
And no one should be entitled to say, oh no, you did shit because you felt that way. No, you dealt with it in your own way, and that's fine.
Exactly. And wow, you took the words out of my mouth a little bit. By the way, mic change?
Sorry. I didn't change the mic, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. You said sorry 2 times.
Is it better? Is it?
It is.
Is this bad now?
No,
my sound?
To me, it's better. I don't know about you guys. Chat, is it better for you guys?
Thank you.
Because to me, it's way better.
Gaming headsets actually are better. Thank you.
Okay, so, yeah, but my problem back then was self-love. I guess in the middle of my mid-teens, I lost myself because of the separation of my parents. That was like the first needle drop, right?
It was the catalyzer, yeah.
The start. I like to call it the start, like the first curb of the vinyl, right? When you put the needle down in a vinyl, it's the first song, right, of a whole complete album in the vinyl. That was side A in the first curve of the vinyl, and that started to create some imbalance because I saw my dad as a hero, right? But after what happened, kind of changed my vision about it unconsciously. And I saw how it affected my mother and everything around her and how things were changing. After that was my grandma, my mother's mother, passing out. I had a huge connection with her. I loved her very much. And she was... Pardon? Jesus. Oh, goddamn. Sorry. But since I saw my grandmother suffering before death, it actually hurt me way worse than I thought. It would, but I loved her very much, and that was like the second song, you know, the second curb of the vinyl, the second track. And since then, it's been just instability when it comes to emotions, because I reached the point where I cried a lot by myself. I used to skip school just to play games because that was my distraction. So I guess the distraction maneuver started since I was a kid, right? Because the only thing I had was like when that started, I actually had a PS2 and a computer, PlayStation 2 and a computer. So I used to play it a lot. Play a lot of in the PC I used to play a lot of Microvaults, and on PlayStation 2 was Guitar Hero or Tekken, stuff like that. I also used to watch a lot of cartoons, like Cartoon Network mainly, and I used to do that a lot, like using something to distract me. If my mom wanted to talk to me about something, or I wanted to say something, I wouldn't listen or say anything, because all I wanted was to play games, because that was my only safe place for a while. After that, I guess was like my first introduction to like, because like in the middle of all that, I was also suffering from bullying. So, and it started to get even worse. And in that moment where I started, you know, I moved houses from where I'm at to my grandmother's house, and I changed schools. So in that second school that I went to, I suffered like an extreme case of bullying where almost got stabbed, got punched a lot, got kicked a lot. Everything was going to shit, because I was like the emo boy of the class, so everybody liked to bully me. And after that was just yes, and I guess it was a lot of factors, to be honest, because back in like 6th grade when I changed schools, I was dating this girl, supposedly, right, having those kid relationships, but there was this bully in the school, which was the biggest bully. Like, it was the bully that everybody fucking was afraid of, right? Everybody was afraid of him because he was crazy. He had anger issues, so every time he went into a fight, he went all in, and it ended up like kids being in hospitals and shit for a while. It was very fucked up. So I was dating this girl, and actually that girl was a crush of that bully. That bully had a crush on her, and when we started dating, that bully just, you know, focused on me because I was dating his crush, and I was beaten down, thrown to the ground, kicked, slapped, punched, like everything around that. Thank God I had like cool classmates that would actually help me. For example, Diaz was actually there when all of that happened. He also helped me a lot. There was also two more students in my class that would actually help me, and they were like, they failed some years, right? So they were a little bit older, so they would help me, and they were fucking awesome. And yeah, that was like very fucked up because I didn't want to say anything to my mother, because she was in the state that she was because of the relationship she was. She wasn't. And the fact that she was alone taking care of me in a really complicated moment, it was really hard to deal with all of that alone. I went to like a lot of therapists and stuff like that. Never worked out because they would ask me the same question. I would answer them honestly. And I guess I was a dark kid. I was a little bit too much honesty type of kid.
Yeah.
So normally those therapists would just move from school to school, right? And they stopped going to that school. It was always like that, right? Oh, you were getting your therapist today, right? Okay. Yeah, your therapist is not here anymore. She's moved to another school. Very recently, actually. It was always like that. It was not like a first thing, right? It was like 3 or 4 therapists that did the same exact thing. And sometimes I wouldn't even go straight to therapy again because, you know, I thought maybe they will leave again, right? And that was actually what would happen. Yeah. So I dealt with a lot of things alone for a long, long while until I went... And then things were getting complicated at home. You know, my psychological was all fucked up. I was starting skipping school. I was always home. It was very, like, everything about it, just bad energy, right? And my mom was also always tired of work. She had no one to support her or me. So she went desperate and everything was going downhill. So for the best of both of us, I said to my mom that I wanted to go to my dad's house, right? By the way, I love both of my parents, both of them. I love them to heart. I love my mom and my dad the same way. But yeah, I told my mom that I was gonna move to my dad's house, and we decided on that because I guess it would be good to. My mom had some alone time.
Yeah.
You know, to put some pieces together in her head and actually try to maintain that mental stability again. And the same went for me because my dad just got a house, you know, that was given to him, and it was a little bit in the middle of nowhere. And I guess that's where it started my inspiration of music. I started to, like, you know, people started to bully me a lot there too, on that school where my father was living at, because I had to change schools again. And but then I started to defend myself, so that part was actually out of the equation, right? So every time somebody would try to defile me, I would just, you know, step up to myself and say something back, and if it went to like a fight, I would go and fight, you know. And then people started respecting me in a way and stopped the bullying altogether, which was like a win. And although there was some complications in my dad's house, of course, like, I'm not gonna be too specific about it because that's something that I don't want to put out there on public. But yeah, it was also very complicated, and although he tried his best to be the best father figure he could be, it was kind of hard for him too. So from that, I started, you know, producing, and that part of me that actually was, that I already explained, that, you know, nature and everything just kind of surrounded me in that place. And I kind of, you know, felt connected to that. So I finished 9th grade there with a course of managing computer hardware and software, you know, not a big deal. Pretty cool. Finished 9th grade, then went back to my mom's house. And then, you know, I tried programming, didn't work. That's actually when I met Fifi. Tried programming, didn't work out that well, so I gave up on that course. So I changed to design of exteriors and interiors. And I guess when I started going to that school, like, I loved the school. The school was very good back in the day. I kind of felt like something was missing about me, and that I needed to do something that was worth, you know, that it was worth doing.
Yeah.
Either monetary or self-development. I wanted to do something that was not school. I thought to myself, when I hit 18, I'm gonna give up on school and I'm gonna go to the military. I guess love interests started like around, not that time, but I'm gonna include that now. It started like 14, 15, and like, you know, kid relationships, nothing special. There was one relationship that I had, which I maintained it for 4 years, but it was a very toxic relationship, which also influenced everything of around self-love and stuff like that. So I was pretty unstable, as you probably noticed. I was very unstable mentally, and I had nowhere to grab on. So I thought, maybe if I go to the military, my brain will get fucking erased, bro. I'm gonna be a machine. I'll get money. I'll give health insurance to me and my family, and I'll be good. No, it didn't work out that well. Ended up discovering, after having 2 attacks, that I had aggressive anxiety disorder, which is not really considered a disorder, but the doctor said it like that. So, or more like acute anxiety disorder. Acute.
Very cute anxiety.
It's very cute.
Cute.
The anxiety is very cute. It makes you tremble and shit. It's very cute. But yeah, basically what happened is I would, even though I had no emotions, because when I was in the military, there was no time to think. Right? Because to think, you need some time alone, and you were never alone. So there's that. And you had a lot to do, so there's also that, which kind of occupied your mind. Again, another distraction, right? And I was actually enjoying it, not by the purpose that I was doing it, but for the experience itself. I think seeing people in the same situation as you actually helped me realize that I'm not alone, right? So that kind of helped me in the development. And yeah. Before the military, I used to drink and go out at night a lot. And a couple, like 5 months before going into the military, I gave up drinking and smoking, just so I could train and join the military. You know, get ready to what was coming. It reached a point where I could do a lot of fucking push-ups. Now I can't. I look like a fucking noodle. But I was very buff back at the time. I actually have some photos on Instagram where I was in a kiddie pool with some friends of mine. And I had a lot of back and a lot of front. Also a lot of fat. And I never thought I would get like that naturally. And I did, which was amazing. But back to the military stuff. Like, after I got those 2 attacks, the lieutenant that was in charge of our platoon, actually pulled me apart and said, "Do you think you can keep doing this?" And I'm like, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. And he convinced me in a very, like, nobody has convinced me so well as him to tell him what the fuck is happening, like happening to me, right?
Yeah,
he pulled out,
yeah.
He pulled out the words out of my mouth like it was a fucking string in a fucking, fishing rod. Like he just pulled that fucking string like it was nothing. I told him everything that was going on in my life, and he's like, I started crying my fucking eyes out, started crying a lot. I hadn't cried in like a long time after like my mid-teens, so yeah, I started crying a lot in front of him, and he actually shed a little bit of a tear too, but of course he has to show that he's superior to me, so he wiped it off pretty quickly. He told me his life story a little bit, and then he took me outside. We went for a walk a little bit. He gave me an apple for me to eat. Although I hate fruit, I still ate it. Because I think I needed the fucking sugar. Because, in the military, they feed you well, but you do so much that you need more fucking stuff in your stomach, or else you're fucked. But yeah. So as he was talking about his life story and stuff like that, and then I was eating the apple, hearing him, kind of bonded with him a little bit, and he treated me like, he actually said this to me like I was his little brother, because what I've experienced was very similar to what he experienced. He had a couple more differences, right? Like a few differences here and there, but we felt the same way and related to me a lot. And he actually told me to not stay in the military. Davido Fastor. Welcome. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty well, thank you. Welcome to the podcast. So what was I saying? Totally forgot. Oh,
you were talking about leaving military.
Yeah. He recommended me to leave the military because it's not that I wasn't mentally unstable. It's just that he sees in me what he saw in his little brother, and he's telling me what he told his little brother. Don't join the military. Experience life a little bit. You're still young, so don't do it. You have so much to live for and to actually find yourself, so just get out. And I left, and they filed it as a health condition, which technically it was, but and that's what I tell everybody, because I don't want to tell the whole truth, because it still hurts a little bit even when I tell it, because it was a phase of change. It was such a fresh wound back then that I just, I always say until this day that it's a health situation. It was a health situation why I got out of the military, which it was, but it was deeper than that. So I got out, started reconnecting with friends again, found a job, in a gas station working at night. Then a certain ex started talking to me again, very toxic, by the way, and she searched for me for, how can I say this, closure, because she was basically coping his ex-boyfriend's breakup. That's basically it. And I was the closest person that she knew that if she texted, I would answer, right? Back in the day. So she did, and she basically fucked me up because like I said, it was a fresh wound. I was trying to change, and that shit just ruined me, right? Because why would you come to me right now when I have a job, when I'm doing well at the job? Since then, like, again, my fucking mental stability was going down again, and I just gave up the job. And sometimes when I was still working there, I used to like stop sometimes at this bar that I was near the gas station. Because sometimes I would do evenings, and sometimes I would do like a full night till morning, right?
Yeah.
When I did evenings, I always went to that bar to try out new cocktails. When I was fired from that gas station, I went there again, and I love your accent. It's really understandable and easy going for a foreigner as me. Where are you from? I'm from Portugal. So is my co-host, Richie.
Hi, I'm sorry. I was just giving him space to talk because this is a mental health episode. But hi, I'll get to it as well.
Yeah, because I'm speaking right now, but then I want to hear your story, Richie. I want to hear your side.
But feel free to interact with us in chat because we are really trying to aware people that mental health is not something you need to be ashamed about. You are allowed to have your demons in your thoughts. So yeah.
Like, I'm just telling my experience so people understand my growth throughout the years, and I'm saying it pretty, shortened out, because, I'm not gonna be here like, oh, when I was born, I had 3 fingers. No, I didn't, by the way.
Did you though?
No, I have all of my fingies. I was born with barely no cries, though. Which is interesting.
Hi, then we are cousins.
Oh my god.
Sort of.
No, I started yelling after like 10 minutes. I was breathing.
No,
though.
I'm talking about our guest. He's from Spain.
Well, we are neighbors then. I am Spanish. Oh!
We're cousins.
I wish I had half of the mastery in English as you. Well, don't worry about it. It comes to practice. Like, I learned from cartoons.
You do write well, I must say. So yeah.
I wish I had half of the mastery in English as you. Like, that's a very well built phrase. So you're getting there. Just keep, talking English. If you talk English to yourself.
Watch TV series with English subtitles on.
Also, yeah. And try to say them.
That's a trick. Yeah.
Like, I used to talk to myself in English a lot. Because I wanted to practice.
My inner thoughts are in English.
Same. But yeah. So that bar that I was in, I'm not lying, you seem like a native. Who, me? A native?
Oh, me? Oh, you talking about me?
You talking about me? No, I'm not no native. I'm not from the US of A. But thank you. This was very, how do you say it?
That's a nice compliment. That's very humbling.
Yes. I'm at the university studying English philosophy? Philology? Is that actually a thing?
I don't know. But I studied English literature in college too. So if you need anything, just hit me up in the comments.
Also, there's a Discord, so you can join it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to finish this as fast as I can, because I'm sick of talking about it. Not in a way that I don't like talking about it. It's just that I want to be as quick as possible, so Richie has.
Tell us about the bar.
Okay, so since I used to go a lot when I had evening shifts to that bar, and after I got fired, I went back to that bar to actually see how it was. And I was gonna ask for a cocktail, simple cocktail. I think it was a Negroni.
Well, Negroni. What's the video? I'm sorry, Negroni.
What's the video? The cocktail?
Spagliato. No, because there's this video of the actress of House of the Dragon with the sexiest voice saying, the colleague asks, "What's your drink of choice?" And she goes, "A Negroni, Spagliato with Prosecco."
Oh, with Prosecco. Yeah, I've seen that on TikTok. Yeah.
She's so sexy. Oh my god. Keep going.
But I drank the Negroni because I was really into bourbon back then, and
I'm yet to try a Negroni, so please tell me which bar it was, because I want to try a Negroni, but not everywhere.
That bar is closed
serves
now.
it.
Yeah, but we'll get to that later.
We'll
get to that later. But yeah, I used to go a lot to that bar, And that night that I went in, so I used to talk a lot with the bartender, who was pretty cool. He still is. I used to talk a lot about him because I was very interested in what, you know, at least if I'm drinking, I want to know what I'm drinking, you know, and I want to know what's the best drink for my taste, right?
You're one of those customers, okay.
Yeah. Bartenders love that. Like barmans and bartenders.
They do.
They love that, talking about their, you know, work. It's
I do it too. I'm not making fun of it. I do it too. I did it yesterday as well, actually. But keep going.
Yeah. Back then when I was still employed, I used to talk about him. Talk with him a lot. And that night, after I got fired, he actually, I stayed there until the closing time, and we were the last customers to actually get out through the door. And then he pulls me apart and asks me, "Are you still working at the gas station?" Because he knew I was working there because I talked with him about it. And I'm like, "No, for like a week or something." "Why?" "Oh, because if you want to work here or something like that, you can just talk to my boss this next Friday. He's gonna be here. So if you really want to grab this opportunity, just come here next Friday, right at the opening hour, when there's nobody, and maybe you'll get a job here." And I'm like, cool, okay, nice, because I was actually enjoying that bar, and I was gaining that curiosity about the cocktails, right? Like that little fucking ant crawling in my fucking brain, like, you know. And I actually sometimes after leaving the bar, I would actually search for the story of that cocktail. Got very interested. By the way, to all of you, my favorite cocktails are Negroni and Espresso Martini. Thank you.
Magliato with Prosecco in it.
Prosecco in it. With a little bit of cum. Okay.
Jesus Christ, this took a turn. For all the bartenders out there, you heard him. It's a Negroni with a little bit of cum in it.
I also like either White Russian or Black Russian. It depends on the time of the year. Yes.
You're into very strong drinks.
Yes, I love strong drinks. Yes. One of my favorite spirits is vodka and rum. And I like Jim Beam bourbon as my favorite bourbon. And, you know, I guess in terms of whiskey, that's our Glenfiddich. It's not really whiskey. I guess it's more of a scotch. But still, I think it's Canadian. I'm not sure.
Jesus. You're into very heavy drinks.
Yes, but like if I want to drink,
and very dry as well.
If I want to drink, like social drinks, I'll, like, you know, staying in the table talking a lot, I will ask for one of those. But when it comes to like partying and stuff like that, I normally go for beer or shots of vodka.
I'm losing my taste for beer.
The same, actually.
And this is really sad because I love beer.
Oh,
but right now the taste is not doing it for me.
Okay. I hope
I moved on to wine as I'm adulting. But wine, yeah, wine is the go-to.
Philology.
We call it. We called it. What do we call it?
I'll do it for you, my brother. Wait. It should appear, right? No, it's not gonna appear. Okay. Wow, that sucks. Basically, just do that. Exclamation point Discord. It should appear. I hope. I'm not sure. It should be working. But I guess I'm using Restream, so it's not gonna work. Anyway. But yeah, if you sit down with me in the bar and we're gonna have like chill talk, you know, like just normal. It's not working for some reason. Yeah, it's not working. Why is it not working?
I'm crying right now. I wanted this to work.
Shit. Fuck.
Isn't it in the description?
Good question. Good question. I have no idea. I don't remember. It should be. But I guess I relied too much on the bot. Ooh.
It is not in the description.
Huh. That's...
Kira. The horse is here.
Good lord.
How can I do this? Wait.
I guess my bot is gone. Disappeared.
Maybe he's on vacation. Did you send him on vacation?
No, I didn't. I'm paying him full time. Guys, I didn't. Lucio's dancing on camera. Just saw that.
Okay, I'm gonna add him.
Wait, I have the invite here. Wait. Here it is. There it is. Okay, that's way easier.
We did it.
I had to do it manually, but fuck it. Fucking bot. Yeah, I do agree on that. Fuck this bot. Sometimes it works, some other times it doesn't. But anyway, let's just finish this real quick. So yeah, yada yada yada. Worked at the bar, very cool, very nice. Gained some cash. Did some, and with that cash, I did some teenager stuff. You know, I went out drinking, went out to other places, went to clubs, did a lot of crazy shit, you know, that young people do. But then I wanted to... There was a lot of fucking stuff going there also. That bar actually gave me good and shit also. Like, also a lot of life lessons. I actually owe a lot to that bar and to the people that went there. The life lessons that I got. Because I learned a lot from there. And I've met some great people. And they're very fucking awesome. Anyway. So, I learned cocktails, I worked there for a while, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But then, I started to get in this weird relationship, right? First, I've met this girl that I was really, really fucking in love with back at the time. Like, really obsessed with her. To the point that I was like, man, she's like very straight up. She sounds like an amazing person for me to stay with, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But then... things were not going well. For privacy reasons, I'm not going to be too explicit about it. But things didn't go well. But we still weren't, you know, friends. A little bit more than that. I thought so back in the day. And then I met another girl in the bar, which actually made me... first of all, the way that she fucking... at the beginning, she was very... you know when people really want to do something with you? You know? Like, when people look at you and see, damn, that's a good piece of meat. Type shit.
But, like, physically?
When they look at you, like... Whenever a person looks at you and thinks they're throwing themselves...
I'm gonna pork this person.
No, but basically, she hit on me. Okay, she hit on me a lot.
Okay.
To the point where I was kind of comfortable. But there was this one night where I closed the bar. I was pissed drunk. There was this customer that was very usual over there. And the girl was also there. I was very fucking drunk. And this ended up in the bottle game for fun, and I ended up kissing that girl, and I felt very uncomfortable after I realized it. Then that usual customer got out because I wanted them to leave because it was very early already. It was very late actually. It was like 5 something in the morning. And I really wanted to close the bar for real, like no customers. And he left. I told her the same thing, but she stayed. She kept saying that she was staying because she didn't want to leave me alone here. And I was like, fine, whatever. Just don't think I'm gonna give you any drinks or something like that. Right? So she was hitting on me a lot, and how do I explain this? When I was
oh my god, just say
when
it.
I was cleaning the bathroom, okay, I'm just gonna go straight to the point. During all that time where I was cleaning everything, right? I just left. The bathroom was the last thing. Like I had to clean, right? So I went to the bathroom. She literally pushes me to the bathroom. Oh, this actually is getting kind of difficult for me to say. Okay. Anyway.
If you don't want to say it,
no, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
understand.
No.
Okay.
It's past things, happened. It
But,
happened.
but I do understand what happened.
No, it's fine.
next.
It's fine. It's
So
fine. It's something that
if you-
I was never really open about, and now I feel comfortable enough to actually say it. Fuck it.
Speak your truth.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak my truth. I'm just gonna be straight to the point. So she pushed me to the bathroom, closed the door. She just fucking shows me her boobs, randomly, and then fucking gropes me and starts kissing me, and I was like, no, please stop. I was trying, and one thing ended to another, and I really told her to stop, like very loudly. My pants were already down, but nothing happened because I didn't allow it to. And like, damn.
I understand if you don't want to talk about it.
No, I want to talk
It's
about
really
it.
okay.
No, I want to talk about it. There's a lot of my friends that are watching, and I never told anyone about this. Do I know the girl? No, you don't. And thank God you don't.
Rita, the Scorpio is showing.
Yeah, the Scorpio is showing. No. You don't, and you're never gonna know because she's probably not here anymore. And thank God.
We're gonna find her. We're gonna find her, Rita. Don't worry. We're gonna find her.
I don't want her in my life ever again. I don't want to see her even.
No, it's not in your life. Me and Rita are gonna take care of this.
For like permanently.
She's gonna be out of your life permanently.
But yeah, that happened. I was not even okay. Let's make it comedic. My cock. My dick.
Oh, Jesus, that word hurts.
That cock. No. Like, my dick was as limp as a fucking shriveled fucking shrimp. Because, I don't know, I felt anxiety. I felt scared. She ugly for sure. Yep, she's nothing special. Don't worry about it. And, yeah. She asked me, what's wrong? Why don't you want to do it? And the first thing that came out of my mouth was because I love someone else. The first thing that came out of my mouth was that because I was really in love with the previous girl. Like, I was obsessed with
I'd
her.
say because you were trashy.
Like I said that, right? That was my first instinct to say it because it was very quick. Everything was very quick. After I said that, she stopped. She put on clothes on again. Everything went back to place. And I immediately pulled my pants up. Tell her to leave the bathroom because I needed to finish cleaning. At that point, my whole drunk self was gone. I was so sober and anxious. Because, I don't really want to call it, the SA word because I got manipulated in a way. Well, technically it is SA. Wow.
It is, yeah.
But that's the thing, like, I never told this openly because after that...
Sue that bitch.
Wait, no. Okay, listen. I also consider it a bit of my fault because the previous girl, again, the one that I was obsessed in the past, like, she actually worried about me because she knew I was acting strange, right? But that was once where that okay, so I started a very weird relationship with the girl that did that to me, right? I even started living in her house. It was very toxic, everything about it. I didn't even consider it a relationship. And I never told her.
This is getting too I'm sorry to interrupt. This is getting too equal to my experience, but with some variants. And I'm afraid people are gonna think I've just copied you, but no, this is just a coincidence. I didn't know his story, and he doesn't know mine.
The thing is, Richie, nobody's gonna think that because it's something that can happen to a lot of people. Like, it's so common that people don't know about it, but people don't know about it, right? Like, it's very common. I know a lot of people.
Let it be on record. I don't know Lucy that much. This is our first deep conversation, I think.
And I think it's like, okay, I'm gonna be straight honest.
Don't be straight, just be honest.
Girl, I haven't been straight for a long time. But no, like, one of the people that actually saw one of the sides, like the side where I didn't speak about it, and I think, wait, before I even say that person's name, I'm not gonna say. First, I'm gonna ask her if that's okay with her. I don't even know if she's here even, because I don't want to talk my shit like this and just whatever. She's not here, so I'm not gonna talk about it, okay? But she was one of the people that actually saw all of it happen. Not all of it, the part of the essay I was alone, but the part of the other girl, like, she saw it. So basically what happened was, since I was in that weird relationship with the girl that did that to me, because I was kind of manipulated to it, like, she tried to ask me if something was wrong with me, and I tried to ignore her as much as I could while being polite. But then she grabbed my arm, and my instinct was to pull my arm out while not looking at her, right? Because the other bitch was on the other, like, on the table right next to the counter. So I pulled my arm out, and like, she gets scared because, like, I pulled my arm out so quickly, and then all of a sudden, that bitch, the other bitch, fucking came out of nowhere and started yelling shit at her and grabbing her and stuff like that. And the person that is not here anymore actually protected her, and also did one of my colleagues at the bar, and I just froze, right? Because I didn't know what to do. I actually had no idea what to do. And that stayed for me for a long while. And I guess that's when everything started to change completely, right? Because, like, I saw that I couldn't stay silent for long, right? I couldn't be by myself doing all of this. Like, I'm working the hell out of my ass on the bar, and I'm doing as much as I can, right? To actually be well again. But I don't know. It was definitely a wake-up call. Because then that person that I really was truly in love back in the day just stopped being a part of my life. I also distanced myself a little bit from my friends. I then quit the bar. I started I started working at a call center. That's where I got a little bit of my social skills back. After that, the bitch that I was with moved houses, and we were kind of in a really complicated relationship, you know, because, you know, I was not in love with her. I didn't like her at all, but I was manipulated into think I was, you know. It was very complicated. I was comfortable when I slept there, you know. I was uncomfortable, and yeah, things started to go south when she moved houses for the second time, because I met her mom, and her mom actually warned me about her, believe it or not. During lunch.
And that says a lot.
That was also an eye-opener, because I started thinking about my life a little bit and the position I was on. So I started to distance a little bit from her. I started to not sleep at her house as often. But then I guess she noticed a little bit, so she broke up with me after I helped her move stuff from her old house to the new one. In a way, I was relieved, but at the same time, I felt alone, right? Because now I didn't have friends. My mom was the only supporter, right? But it's like my mom, right? There's certain things that I don't want to tell her. That's basically it. Like, I was alone for a long time. And I guess that's where I started to drink even more, smoke even more. I went back to drinking and smoking. And yeah, and it went on like that for a long while. I started reconnecting to my old friends again. I felt a little bit out of place compared to my old friends, and I started to feel that right after I went back to them. At the beginning, it was like a mist, right, of thoughts, but then it started to rain near the end. So every time they would invite me to go out, I would just say no. Right? They would ask why. I was like, I just don't want to go out, you know. I want to do my stuff. That's actually around the time where I started streaming for the first time. And yeah, I started doing streams more often. I wouldn't go out as much. Reconnected with even older friends from like school and stuff, right? Reconnected again with Fifi, with Diaz, reconnected a little bit, also with Akane, and started playing games and stuff, started thinking about work and shit like that. And that's where I started thinking about my life and what I really wanted and my objectives. And that moment of complete loneliness was the moment where I realized, yes, I did this to that person. I just fell off of my friends, right? I even tried recently, like last year, to reconnect with them again. But since they were in a mindset where, like, I was getting drawn to it again, right? The drugs, the alcohol. It was not even only smoking. So I saw that I was, because the thing is, okay, so we had a studio back then, and I used to love, like, I still love producing music, right? I don't do it as much because my time is always filled, but that's just an excuse that I made. Yeah, I reached a point where I said to myself, no, this is not what I want. Again. So I just stepped back, you know, again.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that wasn't healthy for me. And I directly told them that I was only going to reconnect with them again if they were going to focus on music and clothes designing and whatever their dreams were of that studio, right? Because I want people around me that have the same mindset as me that I have now, that I know I'm young, but at least I want to feel happy knowing that I have something, right? Right now, I have a lot of things to hold on to. Not completely. Like, I like to tell this to myself, like one hand on reach and one hand in the back, and one hand behind your back. Because, if I fall back and they hold me, good. But if I fall to my front and they just don't grab me at all, I still have the hand. I don't have only one hand, so I'm not gonna hit my face, right? I'll be ready to actually put my both hands ready to protect me, right? So yeah, one hand in front and one behind my back. That's basically it. And that's when I looked back at my life and I saw what was wrong in my life and why I was all depressed and always anxious. Not to mention that, also learned about my little disorder, not the acute anxiety disorder, but the other one that I always forget the name because it's the name is so complicated to say, but yeah, like everything started to change around me, and every time I had a job offering, I would take that without hesitation, even if it was badly paid, because I just wanted something to actually hang on to. And streaming was a little bit of that, because I had a lot of fun streaming. I created a small community that helps me a lot, just by watching the stream. And I reconnected back with my family on my father's part, because I thought, even though they saw everything happening and never helped directly, I ended up learning that they still love me. And I accepted the fact that it's okay to stay back from some people that you considered friends back then, and some of them I still do, but it's okay to actually step back a little bit, look around you and see what you really want for you. It's fine. Even if they hate you, they'll understand you sooner or later. I accepted the fact that yes, I have a lot of traumas, and I suffered a lot during my early teens to like early adult life. I guess I matured a little bit. I see things in a different way. My conclusion to this is, even though the worst can happen to you and you think it's the worst, it's not the worst. Let me tell you right now. And there's always a workaround. Always a workaround. There were times where I thought to give up. Many, many times. I still have scars of it. But, that's why some of them are actually in my arm. You just can't see them well because they're like more of stabbing than cutting. So I just covered it with one of the tattoos Akane did to me. Thank you, Akane. Which means, well, the eyeball and the tear just basically means the more I see, the more I cry. And I also learned that, man, why should I stay silent, right? Is it because I'm a man? No. I'm gonna tell everybody how I feel, really. I don't care if they get offended or disturbed, or I don't give a fuck. If you guys don't like what happened to my life, or my serious opinion, or like my honesty because of all that, then I don't want you in my circle. Because I know those type of people are the ones who are gonna ignore it and just pretend like I don't have traumas as they have, right? And also, Although I try not to cry a lot of times. Not a lot. I don't cry that much right now. But although I try not to cry, it feels so good to cry. Just cry. Like, I don't give a fuck. If you need to cry on the street, cry on the street. You know? If you need to cry in the middle of your workspace, just do it. Some people will understand, other people won't. But who cares? Just, if it's good for you, do it. And let me tell you right now, it is fucking amazing. It's relieving. So I started crying. I started having these debates with myself about my life and my personality and what should I change and how should I defend myself and how to build my self-love back up. And right now I can say I love myself. I love myself. I'm fucking handsome as fuck. I'm fucking intelligent. I am fucking creative. And I am fucking courageous because I stayed until now alive and well and living my life. And I never give up. Never.
The takeaway, like you said earlier, is it's always okay to take one step forward, 100 steps back, 1,000 steps back. Because sometimes you have to reevaluate what your beliefs are and what you're really standing up for to actually acknowledge your own power to yourself.
Thank God you started talking because I was about to cry.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry.
I was giving your space, and I think crying is good. So yeah, do cry on cue if you need.
I'm fine. The thing is, I cry because I relived the feelings a little bit while telling this story. And it's good to relive it again. To remind myself that that was not a good life. And that I changed. And now I know what I want for me and myself and to those around me. And thankfully, you know, by changing my mindset, I got an opportunity to work at a job which sucked. But I still got some money and, you know, upgraded my computer and stuff like that. Which is big bonus to me. Reconnected with some of my biggest friends back in the days. I also got an amazing girlfriend that's very supportive. 3 steps forward and 2 steps back is still an advance. Yes, exactly.
It's true.
It's good to cry. I didn't cry
and
for a long time.
Even if you don't...
Yes,
keep going. Sorry.
It's good to cry. I didn't cry for a long time and you just feel empty, you know? Yes. You kind of lose connection to your emotions.
Yeah, you need to ground yourself from time to time and cry a bit, because crying makes you vulnerable to yourself as well, not just for people on the outside. But vulnerability is not a weakness. It's how people see that you are a real person with real feelings and real shit going on. And even, like Davido said, even if you need to not have an advance, like I said, a step forward and 100 steps back, it's not bad to do it from time to time. Reevaluate yourself, rethink things. Don't feel rushed to do things or get things because people say, no, it's easy to make this. No, for them may be easy, but you can have your struggles. You can have your own battles before you get to that point. So yeah, battle yourselves, guys. Create battles.
Just fight whatever it is
yourself.
Just fight whatever the fuck is on your mind, bro.
Bruises are history, so yeah, and do wear them with pride. Do not go cover your vulnerability with some shady shit or... Yeah, just wear it.
I used to tell myself this to myself a lot, which is the most beautiful scars are the ones that you can't see or notice. And it is true. You know, scars, like in a warrior terms, scars show how many fights you've been in. And the fact that those scars are in your body and you're showing off your scars, you're showing that although you went through all that trouble, you are proud of those scars because those scars made you who you are today. And
the much you hide them, the more you hide them, I mean, the more people are going to think of them as a vulnerability and as a weakness to yourself because you are trying to hide something that you are or you've done. If you wear them with pride, people are going to think, oh, well, there's no point in going there because he already is comfortable with it.
Yeah, that's it. But, yeah, like I was saying, my life is amazing right now. Of course, I'm not made of iron. Sometimes the rain comes in and I get a little bit, rusted out. But, it's part of myself now. All of the things that I thought of and fought are what made me what I am today. And I'm proud of myself for actually hanging on. And I guess that's basically it. Like right now I'm living my best life. I'm like, you could say, comfortable, right? Even after everything that happened throughout my life, I feel comfortable. I have amazing people around me, either my girlfriend, friends, company. Like I have a good relationship with my mother. I have a good relationship with my father, although some things may cause a little turbulence, but I have the mindset of everything will fix itself if I actually try to embrace that thing that is happening right now instead of avoiding it and leaving it to rot in your brain. It's no bueno. But yeah, now I want to hear Richie's story because I'm really interested, and I've talked too much.
You didn't talk too much. You talked the amount you needed to. There's no such thing as too much on here. We have 4 hours. Come on. So don't think about it.
Yeah, but that's the magic about talking about mental health, because before talking about mental health, I think you have to give your life experience and then your perspective on things, right? Because that's the only way people will actually understand.
True.
Because if you just tell them, oh, this one thing happened to me, bro, don't worry about it, that's always going to be okay, that's too simple for me to understand, for example.
And yeah, don't go around, people in general, don't go around saying, oh, I've been through this, it's fine now. No, people are allowed to have their suffering as long as it takes for the amount of time they need. It's not this a situation of, oh, it's okay now with me because I struggled with it, so you're going to be fine just now, because I said this. I cured you. You're welcome. No, you listen, you don't say anything, you let people suffer their own way.
Yeah, and like, another thing is, like, even if it takes a while for you to talk about stuff, as long as you talk about it eventually, like, it's gonna be the best feeling ever. And like, for example, whenever I talk out loud what happened in my life, I realized why I'm here, and what's my objectives, and what's my future in life. Because, like, for example, back then, it wouldn't even cross my mind what the other girl did was sexual assault. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say it right now. I had no idea. I didn't see it like that because I was so manipulated back then in a way that it was fine to me, right? It was a normal thing. It wasn't. Then when I told someone about this for the first time, they literally turned to me and said, bro, are you telling me you were abused? And I'm like, no, it wasn't abused. I wasn't abused. Like, what are you talking about? And I couldn't justify myself, and that's where I actually tried to contain myself not to cry back then. Tried a lot. And after I isolated myself, because that was during a party, I was actually pissed drunk. And I was explaining that to someone I don't even remember. And they just straight up said, bro, you were abused? Right? And I was like, I don't know how to answer that. Like, I was in a point where I had no idea what to say. And then, like, after I got a little bit of alone, it actually hit me. You know, yeah, that was not okay. And I rarely talk about this, although I should, right? But I rarely talk about this because sometimes I prefer that things go normally and naturally. And if the occasion comes, I'll talk about it. I think that's the best way to go about it.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like, if somebody asks me, I'll tell them a short story, but if they're actually interested and they really want to know because it's important to them as much as it is for me, I'll tell it. Gladly tell it. But yeah, that's it. That's my final thing. Just talk about your shit. Stop being dumbasses. Realize a little bit what's going around you, blah, blah, blah. And let's go to Richie. Go ahead, Richie.
Oh my god. This is actually the first time I'm going to talk about this outside of close people in my life. Really, really, really close people. But I think it's relevant for the issue we're talking about.
Yes.
And the problem, yeah.
If you don't feel comfortable talking about it, just avoid it, okay?
I learned with it. Not a learning experience.
Yeah, but I
learned that
I understand
to cope with it, I guess.
Yes.
So, my first ever question, if I liked men, was I think I talked about this some streams ago.
Yes.
Was with people from movies that I would look and say, maybe I like the guy rather than the girl. I started questioning myself, but never thought of it much until high school. And in high school, there was once a party at school, and I went to the bathroom alone. Everyone was kind of drunk. It's high school.
Yes.
No teachers.
Let's
that
go.
whole thing.
Put some fucking alcohol in iced tea.
Yeah.
In iced tea packets.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. And I went to the bathroom alone, and this guy comes in. I know him from recess. He was kind of cute. It was one of the first boys at school that I said, okay, he's kind of cute. Then he goes, he was drunk as hell. It was drunker than me, I guess. And he goes, oh, aren't you that gay kid? I didn't answer, and he said, I don't want to say what he said, but I was S8.
Okay.
I didn't tell anyone at the time, but if I cry, please forgive me.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's completely fine. If you want to cry, you can cry.
I'm shaking. Oh my god.
Think of this. This is not therapy, okay? This is just
no. I'm not expecting you guys to help me handle with it. I handle with it, but saying it out loud is scary as hell.
I know.
I know. But yeah, it happened. I didn't tell anyone. I felt terrible about it for weeks. My mom didn't know. At school, like months after it, before summer vacation, he approached me. He said he wanted to talk to me about what happened. He said he was very sorry. He knew that wasn't the best way to go around it, but that he wanted to make up for it in the least sense of the word possible. He took me out to lunch near school grounds. He started talking to me saying, I think that was my asshole way of coping with the fact that I think I'm gay as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know this doesn't cover the fact that I did what I did to you, but I want to make up to you the most I can. If you want company, I'm there. If you need to talk, I'm there. And I would like you to be there for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
At the time I was a kid, so I said, of course.
Yeah. You had no idea, right?
Yeah. So I went for it. And we actually started dating some months after. it was one of the longest relationships I had, actually. We dated for 2 years, and it was very harmonic. There wasn't a dull moment in the good way. He was a genuinely nice person. I was the first guy he introduced to his parents as a gay person. He introduced me to guys at soccer practice because he played soccer in school.
Of course.
He introduced me as his boyfriend. No one knew, but everyone accepted him, of course, because when the jock does it, it's cool.
Yeah.
And I lost contact with him 3 years ago when I left college, because even in college we went on to live in Spain with his parents and working there. But every time he came back here to visit grandparents or uncles, he always reached out to me to go grab coffee, and he always brought me something from Spain. Okay. He's one of the most thoughtful people, and that went for me thinking, how can this person do that, what he did when we were kids?
Well, you basically answered yourself, right? You were kids. It's still inexcusable, right? There's no excuse to that. True. But you were kids, and I guess he also learned from that, and he fucked up really badly, and tried as much as he could to, I would say, compensate, but at the same time, I would say
By the way, thank you, David, for saying that. Oh my God.
Yeah, releasing.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
Releasing the kept feelings and experiences is one of the best feelings ever. We are not here to judge anyone, bro. Fact. So, like I did, just do what I did.
But what I learned with this, and this is why I say so much what I say, and even on streams and on Discord, we don't know how people cope with things, so it's not good for us to judge right away. I know that was the worst behavior. Let's rephrase this. That was terrible.
I wouldn't say behavior, I would say action.
Thank you. But like he said, and when he said it, something clicked in me, and I tried to apply it to everyone. It was his way of coping with it, even drunk. That's what I get as an excuse. That's still no excuse, but still,
yes,
kids and all, whatever. But he turned out to be a great person. He now has a new boyfriend. He's living happily in Spain, and everything seems fine with him. He seems like a balanced person, a normal person, if I can say this. Not normal, but a balanced one.
So, could you say he learned from what he did?
That's a hard thing to say. Because what he did was not his learning experience. It was an experience, but not a learning one, I guess. I think he learned from the aftermath of having to handle me as a side casualty, because I was a direct casualty of the issue was me. But from what I saw throughout the relationship, he tried every day since he woke up in the morning and went to bed at night to make up for it. You could see it in some things that he did. He felt terrible about it.
So he tried his best to
make sure that I was okay. Not learning for him directly, but make sure, in spite of what he did, that me as a casualty, I was fine.
Yes. So he's like, he felt ashamed of what he did. He knew that was something bad, and he blamed himself for it because it was completely his fault. And he tried to actually make sure you were okay after that.
Yeah.
Now, there's a little bit of bittersweet to it. Right?
True. There it is. I don't hold the action over his head and
Well-
say, no, you did something to me. You owe me this, or you owe me my first experience, per se.
Yes.
I could say this to him. You owe me my first experience with a guy. Because that, unfortunately, is what I have to tell people was my first experience with a guy. I won't lie. I won't make up a story like it was wonderful. He took me out to dinner. No, that's not what happened. But then again, I went through so many relationships after that, and I always tried to look for a fault in the person, because I always thought, okay, because of what.
Like red flags.
Yeah, I always try to look, and I jeopardize the relationship for it.
Yes.
I always look for red flags or create red flags in my head, and I'd sabotage it all.
So basically, you lost like that confidence. You were trying to find a way to see
To make it fail.
Yes, because you were. If that was a red flag, was an immediate evacuate because you couldn't create a connection of confidence with that person.
Yes.
If that person had a red flag because of the trauma.
And this all came from the experience as well.
Yes.
My family is very unfortunate on these types of things. My mom her first marriage was a very abusive one, and I always knew of it. She wasn't my father; it was the first husband. My dad was her second boyfriend. But she always told me and my sister about it and said, if anyone even looks at you with a harmful eye, just avoid them. Don't overcompensate the fact that a person can hurt you with, oh, he did something nice for me. People will hurt you at the first experience, and that's what she always told me. Even with my friends, she always say, your friends will be the first to abandon you if something goes wrong. I always ignored that fact on friends. I proud myself of thinking I have a good eye for choosing friends. But then in college, I had some episodes of something I didn't know what was. I shared an apartment with 4 colleagues of mine from the same course. We knew each other to the core. They're to this day my best friends. But something was wrong, and I knew it, because anytime I would find myself alone in the house, I would start to feel numb on my limbs and fall, lose the ability to walk, and then pass out.
There's something
until they
to
came
do
home.
with the nervous system, aka anxiety.
And then I went to the hospital once because one friend of mine got home and saw me on that state. I never told them until they saw me on the ground. He took me to the hospital. I started crying and screaming because I saw psychiatric emergencies on the top of the door. I said, no, I can't be crazy. No, don't send me in there. I don't want to go in there. I'm not crazy, I swear. The doctor was the sweetest person alive. I was in the waiting room alone. I was crying the whole time I was there. I was there for like an hour.
Just letting
She
it
came
all
out
out.
and she came out of the office and she sat next to me at the waiting room and said, if you need me to go outside with you, or if you prefer to talk in here, it's fine. But I'm here to help you, and she explained it all to me. I started talking with her, and she said I had it's the contrary of social anxiety. I have a loneliness anxiety.
Okay.
If I get alone if I got alone at that time, not today, I'm very fine now. If I was alone for too much time, I would go into my head and forget the basics of doing stuff. So my body would start shutting down because I didn't want to deal with things in my head, but I also forgot to deal with things outside of it as well. I started on medication and regular visits to the doctor, and everything's fine now. I learned how to deal with it. I now talk to myself. Like I said to you, it's always great to talk with yourself and it's hear yourself out.
It's self-development.
Yeah, and you find out things about yourself that sometimes you don't even know you have. Qualities, defects, preferences, a taste in food, a taste in wine, for instance, like I did during the pandemic.
Yeah.
You always try and start some things new and learn with the things you did in the past as well.
Yes.
And as I reach 30, I try and preach this to everyone I can. This is one of the last times I have to be relevant in my social scene, because if I pass 30, I'm an adult. I can't say to kids, no, just listen to yourself sometimes, because then I'm going to be an adult saying things to kids, and that's not cool.
Come on, young kids, look at both sides before you cross the crosswalk.
And I think of relevancy in age, but not as a bad thing. For instance, I'm going to be a great 30-year-old man. I'm sure of this.
The thing is, the more sorry to interrupt you, the more experiences you have in your past, the more wise and mature you turn. Like the earliest, it becomes. You become a way more mature person earlier than if it was without those experiences.
I guess, yeah, that's true. But I don't take my experiences as in I'm better than you.
Yes.
That's not fair, because people have experiences that, I'm not saying overpass mine, but help them learn something about themselves as well.
Mm-hmm.
But at 30, 40, 50, whatever, I'm going to try and do everything I can to make people feel better about themselves. Even I have to be the clown of the group, for instance.
Yes.
I need people to feel great about themselves. Not about me being there for them, but people deal with themselves, because that's harder every day.
But also never forget to, put yourself first. That's also one of my rules.
True, but I'm not making this in spite. These are my feelings. You get it? I want to do this, and this is for me as well. I need people around me that are positive about themselves.
If they're happy, you're happy.
Yeah, and if they're negative, that they know how to turn those negative things into things that can make them learn something.
Yes. In the last part, well, almost everything that you said, I can totally relate. Like, I prefer my priority, and I already said this, is those around me. Of course, I still have self-love,
and we can learn so much from other people as well.
Yes, and I'm also way happier if everybody is around me is as happy as me.
Because we forgot somewhere along evolution to think of society as an experience to all and for all.
Mm-hmm.
So every experience you see, even from a person you don't know at all, even if it is from the news on the television, we should learn some things about those experiences.
Yes.
Not only applied to ourselves, but to other people as well.
Use your own experiences as a way to teach others.
Yeah, and I was always inculcated, even as a child, since my grandmother told me this the first time. It has never left my head. Do not do to other people what you don't want done to yourself.
Yes. That's like...
and this is my mantra ever since.
And it's a great mantra, to be honest. It's...
Because if I don't like something, other people might not like them as well. Mm-hmm. So this keeps a status quo of the relationship you have, because you don't cross any boundaries. Only if the other person tells you, oh, this is fine for me. This is okay with me. This action does not have any kind of consequence.
Mm-hmm.
So you may cross that border. Only then may I interact in that way. But until then, I keep everything very status quo.
And I think you're doing very well, Richie, to be honest.
And you can say, "Oh, I'm a sheep of the system. Oh my God, he follows all the rules." I mean,
come on.
These are not written rules. This is common sense.
Like, I think the people who think that are actually the true sheep of society. Although I don't actually believe in the sheep of society.
That's a terrible term. I hate people that say it.
Like, come on. Like the COVID thing.
They have to be very delusional.
Like the COVID thing and everything that was said all the time by people
that was
that
a test on social skills of everyone. Because you saw people on the internet every day making lives on Facebook saying, "This is all a hoax. This does not exist. Don't wear masks in public. That's not good for you."
This is part of the Matrix.
Oh my God. That made me cringe.
Although people were actually dying around them, they still believed that.
And they would say, "I don't see any person dying. Every one of my neighbors is here still. So yeah, this is all a hoax." Oh my God. Look around you. Get a sense of the room. Read the room, please.
Delusion is the word to define their...
Yeah, thank you for hearing me. I'm very sorry.
No, I thank you for saying your experience in life and actually being honest, and with a lot of... That takes a lot of courage. Okay.
This was very hard. I'm not taking credit. This was very hard. I'm not saying, yeah, I'm very brave. No. This got me on my knees. I'm very weak right now. I'm shaking everywhere.
Don't worry, it's done. And the thing that I can take from this is that we actually have similar life experiences. You know?
That's what I said. This was very creepy.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy, but at the same time, it was like for example, to me, what you just said was actually like when you told your life experience, I also learned something from that. You know, I don't know if it was the same to you, but to me, like you telling your life experience actually made me learn some new stuff and made me see like a different how do I say, perspective on things, right? Because there's a lot of things in common that we had, but there's also a lot of things that we acted differently. Mm-hmm. And that shows a little bit of the black and white, but at the same time, it's more like a gray and grayer, you know?
Fair, okay.
Because, how can I explain this? Although the small things, which were not small at all, in real life, were different than my small things that happen in life. They were big enough for me to actually learn a little bit and adapt that also to my life, especially the typical phrases that you use, like your mantras. Like I rarely hear them in my case. So hearing it from you made me remember that phrase again, and it's actually a good one to actually keep in the back pocket just in case my brain goes error 404. You know?
But yeah. That is a twist on that thing that everyone says that's so cliche, that is, kill them with kindness. I hate that phrase.
Ooh, Selena Gomez.
Because you... true. Queen. No, what I meant to say is we don't always have to be kind. Sometimes you need to stand up for yourself, and stand up, a big stand up. But just stand your ground, stand for your beliefs. And what I took away from your experience is to learn how to know my worth.
Yes.
And it's okay if I don't know it right away. I can take days, weeks, months, years, whatever. But someday it's gonna come to me. and simply I'm gonna remember, oh, so this is my worth. This is what I'm worth to other people. Okay, and what I'm worth to myself. And from my experience, I don't want people to take away the, oh, it's okay he did that. No, it's not. It's not at all. But look at the nuances. For me, it was a very different experience because he stood up to it, to what he did. And the age, don't think that if someone does it to you, which I hope never happens, because it's a terrible, heartbreaking, heart-wrenching experience to endure with yourself. Don't ever think that you have to accept it.
Just say
look
no.
around you, look for help, say no. If it happens, and I hope it doesn't, seek help of people that you really trust. And if you don't have those kinds of people in your life, look for a stranger. And this is my best advice.
And fight back. Just if it happens, fight back. And
go to the end of the earth to make it right.
If you feel like you're in the bottom of the pit, even if it hurts your hands, you have to climb that pit. And
you're never broken. You're gonna mend yourself.
Just look at that bright light at the end of the pit. Okay, just focus on that. It will be worth it. Sometimes your hands will slip, but that's part of the process. Okay. Some say it's God. I say it's destiny. Some people say...
I say it's destiny as well.
Some people say self-development. Other people say, well, it happened. Yeah. But if it happened, just make use of it. Make the best use out of it. So yeah, Richie, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
It not only calmed me down, because, although all of those horrible things happened to you, unfortunately, it made me way more comfortable because I feel more... I feel like I'm not alone. And today's stream ended up being like that. And if anything happens to you, either it's to yourself or something that happens to you, whatever trauma it is, just try to watch the stream back. You don't even need to watch the stream. You can just go to the Discord and actually talk to us in the venting tab. We'll try to help as much as we can, but like I said, Richie is more on top of that. I'm really out of Discord a little bit, so
I try to be. Sometimes if I do not respond, it's because I'm very busy. So don't.
He's a busy man, okay?
I am. So please don't judge me if I don't respond right away. But I try to reach out to everyone if I can.
There's a reason we changed the schedule of the podcast, because he's a very busy man. He has work to do.
I'm very sorry.
But he tries his best. And
but
Richie,
thank you as well, Lucio, for sharing. I learned a lot about you and what makes you you. So I respect you a lot more now than I know. So thank you.
It's not even just you, because there's a lot of people here that I talk with.
I know.
On a daily basis.
I know.
That never actually knew that about me. And sometimes it's good to let it out. Like the video said, releasing the kept feelings and experiences is one of the best feelings ever. And it's true. It's true. Thank you so much, Rishi. And
thank you.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
So yeah, guys. What are you guys doing? What do you guys think about this? Are you enjoying it? It was actually way deeper than I thought it would go.
Yeah, we thought we would keep this PG-13, but it ended up not being. I'm very sorry.
Don't say sorry. Because I actually thank you in a way. And I think they also thank you as well. Because...
No, thank you guys for enduring this for 3.5 hours now.
Yeah, 3.5 hours. It's all 20 minutes, around 22 minutes for it to end. But yeah. Fun fact, I never told this to my girlfriend, so this is the first time she's hearing it. I guess there was never like a decent opportunity for me to tell it, and also I try to avoid it as much as I can. Although, you know, that's my toxic personality.
That's a red flag, Rita. Run away.
That's a red flag. No, normally I tell her everything, but since this...
I'm joking. You don't need to justify yourself.
No, I know.
was joking.
But like, this was different to me because it was something that I hate to talk about. Because back then I didn't see it as what it was. You know, it took a while for me to actually realize that that's what happened. So, yeah. So it's still kind of complicated, but at the same time, I like to tell it. It makes me relaxed. It makes me okay again. And it's good to talk sometimes about those things that happen in your life. Very good. But yeah.
And fun fact as well. Around the time that all of this happened, that's when I started listening to Taylor Swift. Fun fact.
Oh, fun fact. That's a good fact.
Actually. That's why she keeps on being in my life until now.
Is the players gonna play?
That song came out my first year of college.
I'm just gonna shake.
That helped me a lot. The song is kind of stupid, but it's not at the same time. It helped me a lot in the first year of college.
Listen, I'm not a pop person, but I respect Taylor Swift because she has a good message behind everything. A lot of people consider it...
saying shake it off. You only saying shake it off.
Like, shake it off, you know? It makes sense if you actually read the lyrics without the music behind. You can actually understand what she's saying. And sometimes I like to do that. Like, I end up in a song that I just discovered, and I go to Genius and just, like, search it up and see if there's lyrics about it.
But if you like it, go listen to her album Folklore. It's only lyrics. Ignore...
It's only
Even
lyrics?
if you want to ignore the sounds... If you want to ignore the sounds, it's a very laid-back sound. Very indie. But read the lyrics. They're very cool stories.
I'm gonna read the whole album. How about that?
Okay, that's fine. She
And
has
then-
this line on the album where she says, "You drew stars around my scars, now I'm bleeding."
Paul?
I love this line so much.
That was actually... Actually, if you didn't tell me that it was Taylor Swift, I would say that was like a pop-punk band. Or like, you know, an alternative band.
A band, yeah, me too.
If you didn't tell me
That
it
album was a
Taylor
surprise.
Swift,
It was a surprise. Because she just wrote poetry and produced it with sounds, but laid-back sounds. Like, you hear synths or piano or... But it's really chill. It's what I listen when it's raining.
Oh, nice. What I listen when it's raining, it depends. Sometimes I hear Nujabes, which is like a lo-fi. Unfortunately, he passed away. He was a Japanese artist that was a DJ and also a producer. He did a lot of lo-fi hip hop.
Is it a lo-fi? Wait, tell me his name. I'll add it to my Apple Music. Wait.
It's Nu, like N-U.
Yeah.
Jabes. J-A-B-E-S. Nujabes.
Found him.
Yeah, it's very... There's a lot of jazz, like...
The album that Apple Music recommends me is Modal Soul.
Modal Soul. Okay, good album. It has a lot of lyricism, because he actually found some rappers and stuff like that.
That's what I like, so yeah.
Yeah.
This is it.
If you want a more... instrumental experience, which I also truly recommend, I would say... Wait, I forgot the name of the album. Metaphorical Music. I don't know if this is actually an album.
I love this cover. It's an album, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Metaphorical Music. Yeah. It's mainly just beats. One of my favorite songs about him is Feather. And Reflection Eternal. I think those are very good songs. That's those that I recommend. It's actually one of the most listened to. But yeah, it's very melodic, and there's also sometimes some Japanese singers that add to the melody, but they also speak a little bit of English to be a little bit universal, because he had a lot of connections to America, so it was very good, because it helped Nujabes to actually transcend a bit out of the Japan, to be more universal. So yeah,
we should make a segment out of this. At the end of the stream, we say this week what we suggest to each other.
Okay, that's actually good. And then we give our opinions in the next podcast. Yes.
Yeah.
We ended with that, and then we start with that. I think it would be very good. Okay, so I recommended you Model Soul this time. And you recommended me the last Taylor Swift album?
No, the last one is out on the 21st. Go stream it, guys.
Go stream it.
No, Folklore.
Folklore, okay. So
it's literally just tales. So I think you'll just enjoy it. It's not about her. She told this. It's stories she made up in the middle of the night about people somewhere.
Okay. This is somewhere, wink. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna write it down. And I'm actually gonna listen to it, so actually make it fair.
It's very soothing, so you'll get through it in no time.
Okay. Very good. Okay. I'm gonna listen to it, and then I'll give you my honest opinion about it. I'm even gonna write it down.
There's a dirty country song in the middle. The most country you can think of, it's there.
I will never say never.
The harmonic and everything.
But that's cool. I like old school, but only like old school country music, right? Like the big iron on his hip.
It's that typical song about a boy that cheats on a girl. They're in high school, and it's his apology to her in a country song.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
She had a lot of influence on like a little bit of you could say country rock, maybe?
Country, but that country from Nashville and everything. That dirty country.
Okay.
Her first album was plainly country.
So like
but like
folk,
she said,
indie folk.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I might enjoy it then.
But this album does not have a lot of country, don't worry. This is very indie.
I like indie, so it's fine. We'll see. I'll give my honest opinions
and
next
I'll
week.
give on Modal Soul.
Nujabes
Don't
Modal
worry.
Soul.
On TV series, what do you recommend me this week?
TV series. God damn it. I'm a big anime head. You're not gonna watch it.
Why not?
Okay. Have you watched Cyberpunk yet?
No.
Go watch it. I'm gonna start with the easiest
But
one.
I'm stuffed now on House of the Dragon.
There's no rush.
I'm only watching it, and I'm going to an event and everything to watch the final episode.
Ooh. An event.
I want to see the reaction. I want to live it. Because this is what I love about watching these types of series, is that the fan base reacts a lot and loudly to what's happening because they feel the story to their core, and I love passionate people.
And you want to experience all of their feelings while you're
I
feeling
want to scream
it
as
too.
well. I want to scream and cry and everything with someone by my side.
That's very poetic.
I know. I love people being genuine about themselves.
Yes, I love seeing it too.
But yeah, okay, Cyberpunk was your last week's... I'm gonna add it. Oh my god. What's this week's recommendation?
This week's recommendation.
Brought to you by Monster Energy!
Not sponsored. Actually, let me think. Okay. Do you want to go in an artsy way, or do you want to go in a...
You go your way.
Emotional way?
you go in your way. I'm not gonna enforce you a type of recommendation.
Chainsaw Man. No, no. First of all, it's still ongoing. It's just started. Second of all, I haven't watched it yet, so I can't recommend it. I don't know. I really wanted to recommend you Berserk, but it's also an anime, and the problem is it's not really faithful to the manga, and the manga is the best shit ever, so I'm not gonna recommend it to you. What I will recommend to you is... this is a hard one. Series, right?
Uh-huh. Or a movie. We can join them together. It's fine.
Okay, let's conjoin them. This is gonna be way easier. Have you watched... you probably did. You definitely did, but I'm gonna ask you and then I'm gonna change it if you know. Howl's Moving Castle?
I did, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm gonna
What's your favorite out of the Ghibli Studios movies? Howl's Moving Castle?
Yes.
Okay.
It was pretty obvious.
Got him! My favorite is actually Totoro.
Oh, My Friendly Neighbor Totoro. It's very cute.
Melts my heart every time.
I tried to show it to my girlfriend, but she fell asleep the first time that we tried to watch it, and I was like, okay, I'll get another opportunity.
Rita, wake up! No,
wake up!
No,
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, I'm gonna say
even a stupid recommendation. If it is the stupidest movie you've ever seen.
The stupidest movie.
Yeah.
Have you watched The Room?
The Room. Yeah.
Fuck. Fuck. Why am I so vanilla on this?
That's a cultural reset.
Why am I so vanilla?
I did not hit her. I did not.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark. Serbian movie? Serbian film, I mean.
No. Wait. There is this... I'm trying to recall its name. And I'm kind of forgetting about the plot. Come on, man. I had it all in my iPhone. I'm not using my iPhone now. You know what? I'm just gonna say... Okay, I'm gonna give you another anime because that's the best experience I have.
Okay.
Devilman Crybaby. It's on Netflix.
Ooh, great. Wait.
It's highly recommended by me and also by a lot of other people that watch it, including PewDiePie, if that makes a difference.
Found it. Added to the watch list.
Okay.
Actually, my husband watched it. Yeah.
Ask him if it's a good anime. Bet it, I'm risking a lot right now, but I bet he's gonna say it's a good one.
And I'm gonna watch it. He watched it till the end, so I'm gonna bet it's a good one because he stops if he doesn't like them.
It's very good. I truly recommend. And then next one, I have to find out next one. I'm gonna ask my girlfriend to help me on this, to be honest.
Okay, fine, fair. Rita, start searching.
We're gonna search a little bit together. We're gonna watch a movie actually when she arrives. So when she comes back, so we'll see if I truly recommend it or not. But yeah, I guess it's a good hour to stream. For the stream to end. What do you think, Richie?
It's cool for me.
Okay.
We didn't even have an intermission.
No, we didn't. I really need to piss.
Me too.
That's why I'm just
wobbly. I'm wobbly as well, if you could see me right now.
Very wobbly. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this stream. I had a lot, I wouldn't say fun, but it was very good. I felt very relieved, and
true.
It was, to me, it was an amazing stream. I hope to you guys was an amazing stream too. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it wasn't.
Thank you for enduring this.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you so much for enduring this, because I know
this was a trip. This was a trip.
I know it's a hard. We talked about some hard things that are really hard to swallow. But I hope you still enjoyed the stream, and I hope it was worth staying here and listen to it and watch it till the end. And yeah, I think you should do more streams about mental health. That will happen.
We will do.
And
we can do mental checkups monthly.
Yes, I would love to actually also include some people in this topic. Of course, only if they want to, and they can be anonymous to the stream, because I know how to change the sound of the voice and everything. So, if you guys want to, you can just DM me. It's fine. I think you should do more streaming. Want to know what's hard to swallow? God damn it, these nuts. So yeah, hope to see you guys next stream. We're gonna have a special guest. Please don't spoil it.
True. A very, 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 very special guest.
Very special guest. Very sexy. Let me tell you right now, man.
True.
He's very hot.
But what a man. What a man.
So yeah, that's gonna be our
my depression.
My depression. That's gonna be the end of the stream. See you guys next Sunday, same hour, same time, same place, YouTube or Twitch. So I'm your host, Lucio, and
I'm your co-host, Richie.
And I'll see you guys.
We're gonna
next
make an
stream.
outro. We need to make an outro. Thank you guys.
And also an intro. That would actually be cool. We'll
Just an
practice it
outro.
off cam.
Thank you guys.
Okay, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next Sunday, and bye-bye. Good night.
I'm a P. Amor, já viste o... Espera, eu vou ver o nome do anime.